What is good, y'all? And welcome to the GSG episode 5, where we are live. Bars, bitch. But
That shit's going on SoundCloud right now.
you feel me? A show where we talk about anime bullshit, gaming bullshit, and also a show where I am currently munching on some Checkers French fries, which shout out to them for putting these in stores. Probably one of the best choices y'all could have made. Low key, I feel like these kind of taste better than the actual like fries you get from Checkers. I went the other day and I'm like, bro, the ones I put in the air fryer taste better than these. The fuck?
No, I'm with
Crispier.
you. I am fucking with you.
Like dead ass. But as y'all can see, I got my co-host Jaqi, who is currently over here fighting for her life.
Yeah.
We got Nemo, who is currently binge watching The Boys and taking notes on Homelander.
My hero.
And last but not least, we got Andy, Mr. I built a supercomputer but can't run Rev 2. Couldn't be me. That's crazy, right? Like,
Hey, you know what though? This emulator runs about a hit.
I'll be, for real, if that shit actually ends up being playable and you beat that shit, it's a major,
Dude,
that's a major L on Capcom.
That's happened to at least 2 games so far that have come over to Steam that I've had to like emulate so I can finish. Believe it or not. Although I think the first one that shit happened to me too might be just playable now because I think it might have been NVIDIA related shit problem, and now that I'm having an AMD related shit problem.
I saw 50 streaming Rev 1, so I'm like, is he gonna eventually make it to Rev 2?
He shouldn't have an issue just because he has an NVIDIA.
Oh, so all right.
I mean, if he has the same issue, then at that point it's just a shit port, whatever. But
Nah, I feel like it's still a shit port, even if it's an issue on just AMD, because it shouldn't be an issue on there either.
yeah, no, because their consoles literally run AMD chips.
I feel it.
All consoles actually.
I didn't even know that. I thought Xbox ran NVIDIA.
Nah, they run AMD too. AMD's just cheaper.
Oh, true. Well, learn something new every day. Well, y'all know we usually start these like with mental check-ins or whatnot, but if I'm being honest, look, I shared this a little bit earlier with Andy, but I'm pissed because Avatar, The Way of the Water, or The Way of Wasting My Time, I should say, just stole 3 hours of my fucking life, and I want it back. And I feel like somebody should be held, accountable for this shit. James Cameron, I don't know, but that should have been the high of my week because I didn't really have a high. But I was gonna be like, you know what? I saw Avatar, but the way that shit ended, the movie wasn't bad. It's just the ending. They made the dumbest fucking choice, and I'm like, there's no way. But I get it. It's to like make room for sequels because I heard they plan on making like a whole bunch more. But I could give 2 shits. I don't give a fuck at this point. But look, my low, I've been dealing with tax bullshit. I low-key don't even want to talk about it because I got to deal with it all day tomorrow. So I'm going to save it for tomorrow. But if anybody else got something they would like to share, stories about their week or whatever, feel free to take the floor.
Shit, I mean, I got to see 2 movies this weekend. That's a very rare occurrence for me because I usually don't have the fucking mental capacity to want to go see 2, but Renfield's fire. If you guys want a good ass funny story, I think that one's worth watching. And we saw the Mario movie, and my niece was enthralled every time she saw a Toad. But every time Bowser came up, she said, "No, no!"
I'll be right back.
That shit was just funny to
Sorry,
see.
I haven't seen that yet, but I actually wanted to bring that up like later on. But that shit do look cool.
It's dope, actually. Like, if you've played, I think for people that mainly have played Super Mario 64, that shit would hit different because, like, it's it's not like, infinite references to that or whatever. I feel like that's probably the most notable thing that I can say. They brought like 2 or 3 games worth of um what's it called? What do they call them? Like it just nods, I guess. And
Oh, like you mean like nods to other like Mario games?
yeah, there's like at least 3 there that you
Yeah,
can
'cause
for sure tell 4 or 5 if you're really paying attention to the background.
'cause
But
I think I saw one reference to Mario Kart in the trailer, so I'm like, oh, they got that, and I think there's like a reference to like Smash Bros as well or something. Or not, but
no.
not like a reference, but like kind of like similar to like how, cause doesn't he do like a fight with Donkey Kong at some point or some shit?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just going
kind of.
based off what I saw in the trailer. I haven't seen the movie yet.
No, I know, and I'm trying to make sure I don't ruin anything since you want to
Yeah,
go watch it.
yeah, I feel it. Yeah, but I might.
1 to 10
I
on
don't
the
know.
on Renfield.
1 to 10 on Redfield?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, I give that shit a solid fucking. I give that shit an 8.
Ooh,
I didn't think that Nick Cage could still act, but I forget how well he can perform certain roles. Like I wouldn't say that fucking Ghost Rider was like his catch all or fucking.
No,
Um,
I liked Ghost Rider, man.
it was cool. It was a cool watch.
I
But
kind
I'm
of.
saying like this one, I promise you, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? If you plan on watching it with that, you're gonna like it. Like I think he definitely um nailed his shit down pat.
He has a
But
Yeah.
movie with Pedro Pascal where he plays himself. I kind of want to see that one.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Jackie's been watching that.
Been watching keywords, attempting, like, going on my 20th hour of trying to, like, get through this fucking movie because
Is it bad?
something fucking it's not bad. It's not bad,
Mm.
but it's a lot to take in.
Oh god.
It's a lot to take in. I got to a scene where something especially strange happens and I was like, okay, this is enough. I have to process. This is gonna take 3 to 4 business days to process in my brain, and then I can maybe try watching and continuing. But what I fucking saw was a bit much, even for the most avid Nicolas Cage fan. I don't give a shit, and I've seen some weird shit. I've mm. It's good though. It's good. It's very
Now I
entertaining.
really want to watch it now.
You're gonna have to. And if you don't struggle as much as I did, know that that says something about you.
I don't
What
know.
does that mean?
I don't know, Jackie, because sometimes I feel like you be just a little just overreacting. But I'll take your word for
When
it.
when you get to the part that I fucking saw, if you do not react the way I reacted, you underreact.
I mean, I'm just like a cold-hearted person. I just don't feel anything if I don't react.
It's not about feelings. Trust me, it's not about feelings, but you are gonna feel something. It's not gonna be pleasant. And if it is pleasant, you might have some other thoughts to worry about.
See, I also saw 2 movies this weekend. I saw Shazam, the second one. Did not like it until the second half of it. It felt like a Marvel movie.
Wait, which one?
The second Shazam.
Oh yeah, I've been hearing a lot of mixed things. Well, not even mixed. It's mostly negative.
Like I do like that second half they keep it kind of like bleak a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, a little kid learning the true meaning of being a superhero. But it's just
I don't know. I'm gonna be real. I didn't watch the first one because it just didn't look that appealing to me. I mean, Jaqi says that it was good, so I was gonna give it a chance based on her word, but I was only gonna watch it because I wanted to like watch it in anticipation for the second one. But if the second one's trash, and I don't know, that kind
First
of
one's
kills
good.
it. Is
I
it?
think the
first
first
one's
one's
pretty
fun.
funny.
All right, I might have to check it out. Man, I don't know. All these superhero movies have been kind of, but that's actually the first somewhat topic I wanted to get into because I don't know if y'all heard, but there's been a rumor going around that Jonathan Majors as Kang might be getting replaced after his whole little allegation thing about the girl that in case for those that don't know, he had a situation where he was with a girl. She was going crazy. Like, according to him, she was like having an episode, and he called the police, and he ended up getting arrested because they found bruises on her. And then a few days later, she came out and just said that the whole thing like was like her fault, and she kind of made up everything, and he was innocent. But y'all know like how Hollywood is. The second like your name is in the tabloids about anything negative,
You're done.
You're done. You instantly start getting
Yeah.
pulled for a lot of things. So
It's
at
so
Johnny.
fucking dumb.
yeah,
Look at Johnny Depp.
yeah. I mean, it's that we literally said that last night. Me and Danny like has no one learned from the Amber Heard situation? But it's one of those things where even if you learn about it, it can still happen to you because you just don't like. But it just sucks. I mean, like, how do y'all feel about Kang getting replaced? I mean, did y'all even like his performance as Kang? I mean, did y'all see like the season finale of Loki or whatever?
Okay, so
Yeah.
I was gonna say I didn't even see the movie, but that tells you how much I don't know about that shit because it's not even a movie.
Yeah, it's a show, and then he also appears in Ant-Man. That was like his first movie role, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of like, all right, we started with this actor and all of a sudden we just change it. Like that's why I don't want to continue watching The Witcher after Henry Cavill leaves because I don't know, shit like that just doesn't sit right with me. The actor they're considering is the lead actor from Snowfall, the series on FX. He is a good actor. And I mean, I could see him if they were to replace him with anybody. I wouldn't be mad if they chose him, but even still, I don't like stuff like this, bro.
Well, what I have to say about that whole situation is that if she said it's fake, then I want every single news station. Just like when Johnny fucking won his trial, I didn't see them do the same shit either. But as many people that jumped up and started preaching like, oh, you know, wife beater or this dude did this or whatever, they need to recant those statements and start fucking putting out, hey, we were wrong everywhere.
Yeah.
Because otherwise,
I want
like,
apologies, dude.
that's what I'm saying.
Dead
Like,
ass. But they
that's
don't ever do that because it's always, you know, instead of, you know, innocent until proven guilty, it's the opposite.
yeah. I mean, for this reason, you know what I'm saying? I feel like people don't go out of their way to right or wrong, especially like when you're someone like fucking New York Times or any other big publication like that. I don't see them ever going, "Hey, I was wrong. We were wrong. We had misinformation."
Yeah, but
They 1000% need that, but other than that, like I don't know. I think people really just need to start taking a step back and going, "Hey, is this true though? Like, should we wait a bit to fucking pull the trigger and hear everything out?" I feel like people are just real quick to jump on one side because they either let's be honest, Twitter if Twitter wants to hate, they're just gonna hate. There's no getting around that.
Yeah, I'm the
Twitter is
type.
out of its goddamn mind.
Nah, Twitter is a
Yeah.
whole different world. I don't even bother. I don't even bother going over there unless I absolutely have to.
But like the rest of the world, if they're hearing some bullshit tabloid story and they're like, "What? That's weird," and they're just gonna jump on it because they're like, "Oh, well, we heard it here first, so it has to be true." I don't know. It's clown shit.
Yeah, and there's also a theory going around that like maybe this was all a sham. Like maybe the girl was like intentionally trying to set him up, or maybe someone hired the girl to set him up. Like, and I'm at the point I'm like, you know what? In America, I don't hold anything past anyone. I don't. There's so much bullshit and corrupt shit going on that could be the case, or it could just be he just fucked with the wrong girl. I don't know, but to each way, it's still a fucked up situation, no matter which way you look at it.
Well, I mean, same things happened for a singer that I've been following for a minute now, Marilyn Manson. Like 4 girls came out and accused him of having done stuff to them, and then one of them recently just came out and was like, "Look, I was lying. We were all lying. I have facts, and that's that." But aside from him definitely winning his trial soon because I see no reason for them not to win if one of the girls is coming out and saying, "Hey, uh, we all got onto a call. We pretty much organized the whole thing, and we all sent out our our quote unquote admissions at the same time. We even fact checked it just so we can make everything sound as good as possible.
Hmm.
Like to coordinate that much against one person that has many accounts of other spouses that they've had over the years going, they would never do something like that. And then one of them's like, yeah, he didn't do that. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. Um, I I don't know what the fuck is going on with all these like false reports lately. I mean, I don't doubt that. I mean, think about it. We've had the Salem witch trials in our history, so we figured we'd learn.
But it's like shit like that can still happen because people are just so gullible and they don't.
Yeah, no, it just shows that we've never gotten past that point.
Yeah, nah, for real. I've been seeing a lot of situations where I feel like history is truly repeating itself. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, are we back like in the old ancient times? Because like I feel like this has happened before. We just haven't fucking learned from it.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, it's the same shit with like I'm fairly certain we're gonna be hitting a recession soon because it's just what comes up must come down.
Yeah.
That's just the law of the land. But um, fuck, dude, I don't know. I think that if people don't recognize that there are patterns of history for a reason, and that's why we have history is so that we don't repeat mistakes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
I feel like that's
like the
underrated.
number one thing they tell you in school because every time anyone would bring up like, why the fuck do we have to learn about this old shit? The teacher would always say, well, you learn the history so you don't repeat it. But it's funny how that goes over so many people's heads. Like they just, it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nuts. And I mean, I think the worst part is when people are selective about what they retain from history.
Yeah. I mean, but
like they'll
also,
be like,
I mean, what they teach in history is usually they overlook a lot of shit.
Yeah, or they'll purposefully exclude some details,
Yeah, so I mean, if they're already doing that in teaching form, it's only natural that people do that and choose what they learn and what sticks with them. It's all kind of fucked when you look at it.
It is, but dude, then you get people like Tate, right? Where I mean, I hate even to bring that motherfucker up, but I think it's crazy that regardless of what people fucking know to be true, they'll just take someone up like him for their word and be like, "Oh, he's absolutely right." They'll never fact check people like that, and then that's how you get a lot of dumb dudes out there.
Yeah,
it's not the first time we've had that come up in history too.
I dead ass. I mean, I used to say it all the time about like, what's his name? Because we talked about it before. Dr. Umar. Yeah, obviously, yeah. I would say like when he's right, and he does hit the nail on the head a lot of times. But there's a lot of times where I'm like, all right, bro, you're going a little bit too far with that. You got to chill.
No, yeah, I mean, I say it all the time. A broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah,
that changes nothing. Like the other fucking, the other 99% of the time it's bullshit. So why the fuck do you give him credit for the one time he's right? If all a person says is the sky is blue, where I mean technically it's just clear, but if that's what they say and it's like, okay, yeah, that's true, and then they're like, but grass is orange, I'd be like, okay, well, you lost me there. How the fuck does that even pertain to the first part? But whatever.
Motherfuckers are saying shit. Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I think it's kind of sad when people kind of like just the fact that people can form cults like that so fast is nuts.
Yeah, like the whole fucking what was that one movie about the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? That one cult was like the Mansons or some shit. That shit was weird.
It could be.
I remember like hearing stories about that shit. I don't know. It's weird how shit like that happens, but that's a whole nother tangent. We can fucking go off on.
Yeah.
But we mentioned the Super Mario Bros. Movie earlier, and we kind of like just glanced over it. But apparently they made like 240 million on opening day, and now they're reaching 500 million. So what do y'all think? Are we about to see a Legend of Zelda movie, a Metroid movie? What is that? Is that what we're getting at? I'm hella down for that. That would be fire.
Bro, I hope that they do this shit because I mean, I can't remember who said what, but I think Nemo told me that they're gonna have a voice actor for Ganondorf, and I
Yep.
was like, cool. About fucking time Nintendo gets voice acting
Man.
for their games.
Yeah, because I don't know. I'm all for the silent protagonist shit, but eventually, you got to start incorporating a little bit of character. But
Well, yeah, I mean, you play Twilight Princess, right? And then all the villagers are talking to fucking Link like he spoke to them, and I'm like, let me know what he said, bro.
man, for real.
You know what I'm saying? We already know that
Mm.
like it's not like he's just dead ass silent. He communicates with them somehow.
Yeah.
It's just Nintendo's been lazy about putting voice acting into games for I don't know how long. But I'm in my goddamn late 20s and I want to hear voice acting in a Pokemon game.
Well-
Is that too hard to ask?
Well, here's the
Like, this-
thing. They did it in the first Breath of the Wild, but it wasn't all that great. It was very average. I don't know if you ever played that, but
No.
But it was weird because Link didn't talk, but Zelda and everybody else did. But it was very like mid voice acting.
Oh, so they skimped the budget, I
Yeah,
see.
so apparently with this next one, I'm hoping that they go like a little bit above and beyond with the voice acting. Because if they just go the same route with the first one, I'm like, hell no. But what's his name? Max. He brought this up. I had mentioned this a long time ago, but just involving the games. But if they do this with movies, it's even smarter. I know it's not an original idea, it's been done, but if Nintendo is smart, they should do a like Nintendo Cinematic Universe. Like make a Metroid movie, then make a
Smash
Zelda
Bros?
movie, then eventually have it all accumulate to a Smash Bros, which would be their, Avengers.
I think it's doable.
Actually, it'll probably make hella money too.
Yeah, and I mean, fuck, just after watching this one, it's not like they went page for page on any of the Mario games. They kind of just encapsulated everything that made the Mario universe, and then threw it into a fucking plot point that was actually not that bad.
Mm.
I mean, I like the fact that they chose Jack Black for Bowser for sure, because he did so much work on that movie. I'm not even playing.
Yeah. It says it now stands as the number 2 animated film since 2019. What's number 1? It says it overtook. It said it overtook Demon Slayer Mugen Train, and it's currently behind only.
Oh, the number 1 animated movie is definitely Spirited Away, I think.
Well, I think it says.
Was
Wait.
it Spirited Away?
It says it's currently behind Minions: The Rise of Gru, which made 942 million.
Oh, I see that. I wouldn't have
Damn.
known those numbers.
Yeah, I went. Well, damn. Apparently, Minions is out here.
It's fucking crazy, dude.
Fucking A. But speaking of Nintendo shits, did y'all see the latest trailer for the Zelda game?
No.
Well, I got it playing on my stream right now, but this is the first trailer for the game that actually made me like legitimately hype for this shit. And I'm mad that it took them this long to drop a trailer that's like actually fire, because for the longest it's just been looking like Breath of the Wild DLC. Like they added just a few more things. It's on the same map, same engine. But I feel like they're like 4 to 6 months late with this trailer. But like, are y'all looking forward? Like, what? So wait, Andy, you never played Breath of the Wild like at all?
No, I mean I have it on my Switch because that's one of the games Jaqi wanted to play on there.
Mhm.
But have I been compelled to? No, I mean because don't get me wrong, I love a lot of the Legend of Zelda games. Like I played Majora's Mask, I played fucking I haven't played Wind Waker, but I've watched gameplay on that because I never.
Wind Waker is
had
pretty
it.
cool for the fucking lore.
I don't really like the chibi form, but you know, I get that the OG Game Boy game that I had for a while before we lost the Game Boy was, you know, small, black and white, so no color or whatever. But out of all the games I've played, I want to say that to this day I haven't found something that beats Twilight Princess for me.
Yeah,
And
I see that.
like when I saw this one, I was like, "Oh, you know what? It's cool because the base costume, the blue suit or whatever, reminds me of like the the mermaid armor or whatever, the scale armor that you get like late game into Twilight Princess, but I don't know. Like it just seems like something that is definitely a good game, but I wouldn't say one that like everybody has to play just off of the visuals, you know?
Mhm. Well, you played and beat Metal Gear Solid 5, right?
Yeah.
And do you understand like the difference between like Metal Gear Solid 5 and Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes on how like Twin Snakes is very heavy on story and it's very linear, and then like Metal Gear Solid 5 is like almost has no story and it's like more of a sandbox type game? That's it's essentially how this is, like when you compare it to the other Zelda games, because I want to say the other Zelda games are linear, but they're very straightforward, where Breath of the Wild, it's more of a, we just let you loose and let you experiment with the game's mechanics. Like, yeah, there's story there and you can like go and look for it, but for the main part, it's really just here for you to kind of fool around with these like, you know, physics and all these power-ups and whatnot.
Right. And I mean, I think something to kind of add on to that too is that um I can see the comparison, but can't you also just insta jump to fight Ganon off the rip?
Yeah, so that's a
I've done
little
that
bit of
shit
a
a lot.
difference between, you know, Metal Gear and that. Like, you can't just go straight to the end, but in this one, that's kind of like the freedom that they give you, is that if you want, you could just start off and go straight for the final boss, but it'll be hard as hell, but you could.
Yeah, I get you. Uh yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like there has to be enough of a reason for me to get onto that, but I think one of the reasons that I haven't felt compelled to, if I'm being honest, is just because it's not like it carries over from a different game, right?
Yeah, a lot of the Zelda games are usually like standalone.
Can you
They
put
don't
these back in the fridge
they don't
because
they
they're
don't really
warm?
carry from the other one's story.
Yeah, I mean that's mainly the reason. Like with Metal Gear Solid 5, I know that they're not in order, right? Like 5
Mhm.
isn't necessarily the fifth game
Yeah, 5
or the
takes
final
place
game.
after 3.
Yeah, and I mean for that reason, it's cool to piece together a story. With these games, it's like okay, they're their own narrative with the same characters essentially. So not that it's a bad thing or whatever, but it's just less likely that I'm gonna be like, oh, dude, I have to play that because it's not like I get to see what happened after, you know, Twilight Princess or Majora's Mask or, you know, any of that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess with this latest trailer and a few like gameplay elements, man, I wouldn't say hyped for it. I'm not there yet, but I might cop it. But that whole $70 bullshit, I don't think Nintendo has the right to, you know, put that price tag up there yet. But we'll
Oh,
see.
fuck no. If they drop another Pokemon game that's running like Scarlet and Violet out the gate, I'm sorry.
Nah, they can only get away with that with Zelda. There's no way they can do that with a Pokemon game.
I hope they never drum up the audacity for that, at least.
Hell the fuck no. But
Also, Nemo, speaking of this, where the fuck are these goddamn I've been looking for the stupid mon that you want me to catch for you, and I don't see him anywhere. I've been to the bottom floor and the top floor.
There's like a little fucking cave you have to go into.
The cave where the crystal is, because I've been there.
And that's like a cave with like some what do you call it? I'm trying to remember. Um like a little thing on the ground, apparently.
Cave with a little thing on the ground. You mean like post uh
No,
main boss?
it's like a symbol on the ground.
All right, well, I'll look for it. Anyway, my bad, Jordan. Go ahead.
nah, it's actually good that you guys brought up Pokemon, because there was a topic I was gonna say for later, but I actually think that this is hilarious, because I don't know if you guys heard about this, but apparently Monster Energy tried to make Pokemon change its name because of the word monster. They're suing both them, and they also tried to sue Monster Hunter as well. What is you guys' opinion on this bullshit?
Whoever is pulling those lawsuits off at Monster is fucking stupid because they don't know how fucking crazy Nintendo pockets are.
That too, and who said they own the right to the word monster?
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. It's not like they're saying this is Pocket Monster Energy. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that they drew that shit. Huh?
They came after.
Oh yeah, no, they are way after, man. Like fucking
no
Pokemon
fucking
existed
business.
way before Monster was even conceived. Look,
That'd be like some fucking 3-year-old being like, "You gotta change your name. We have the same name, bitch. I will end you."
Exactly.
Who owns that shit anyway? Is it Pepsi or Coke?
I have
Neither.
Oh, damn.
It might be Pepsi, but I don't think it's
No,
either
yeah,
of them.
yeah, one of them owns it because Rockstar is owned by the other.
If they did own them, they're probably like, we don't claim them anymore after that shit.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want a frivolous lawsuit like that. It's
For
like that
real.
one dude, this self-proclaimed gaming, gamer of the century or some shit, getting sued for being fucking a fraud. You know what I'm talking about? That Billy guy?
Nah.
Yeah, there's a guy that's that supposedly has like the highest score in history for Donkey Kong, like the old arcade cab. And someone actually found out that he was cheating to get that score way back when. He wasn't playing on like native hardware. It was like a ROM hack essentially.
Oh damn, that's
And
crazy.
He's been suing anybody that's called him a fraud in the past, and now that there's like hard evidence, he's trying to fight that again. But he's pretty much bankrupt at this point.
Oh, Coca-Cola owns Monster. That's interesting.
Oh, see, I figured.
Yeah, I figured it was one of those companies because they pretty much own everything. But
yeah,
but it's funny enough that you mentioned like cheat. I didn't want to bring this up. I mean, it was a topic that I watched on another podcast. But did y'all see when Nick Merckx had tweeted? He was like I just played like 20 hours of fucking like Apex and I dealt with nothing but cheaters. And people were like, first off, why are you playing 20 hours and you tolerated that? That's kind of a you problem. But he was like, cheaters should like be sentenced to jail time. And then like everyone was having this debate on whether or not that's something that should exist. Like, how do y'all feel? Like, I think it's
No, I'm with this. All right, so
I don't think jail time. That's a little
not
extreme.
not jail time, but I like internet fucking like
how about a fine?
A fine or
a
internet
fine is
restriction. You know what I mean?
yeah. No, a fine's great. Well, see, here's the thing. I've actually met people who have been hardware banned. If anyone doesn't know what that means that they got caught cheating. And this particular case was a someone that was cheating on Call of Duty, and they got fucking hardware banned. So they were reaching out to me to make a computer for them because
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Because they got caught cheating, and I was like, how the fuck is that my problem that you got caught? Like that's not, why were you cheating in the first place? Like, well, when you got a job and shit, you don't got time to be as good as these kids, which is completely false. Like me having a full-time job has never made me fucking bust out cheat CC or some shit to beat a kid online.
But like I'm with Matthew. You said it was Matthew Mercer, right?
Matthew Mercer,
or who was the guy that was that made that tweet?
He was talking about Nick Merckx.
Yeah, Nick Merckx.
Nick Merckx. Fucking my bad. No, fucking I used to watch the hell out of his videos for gun builds, man. But no, dude. Sometimes you just want, you got some time off, you want to play some games, and but we had so many cheaters when we were playing.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
Call of Duty with Daniel, and we didn't get to hang out with him that much.
Yeah. I feel like there's some that should be done because it's too rampant. But here's what I suggest, right? Here's what I propose. Yes, there are cheaters in games, right?
Yeah.
But the problem isn't the fucking people that download the cheats. The problem is the people that make the cheats. Those motherfuckers, if anything,
and that's exactly that's what I was gonna get into. I was gonna say, like, do you think that people who are actually programming and selling these cheats, like, should they serve like jail time?
Yes, they should. You know why? Because they're fucking going into a source code for a game to alter shit.
Wasn't there a dude who gave out someone who was cheating? Like he sold him cheats, but he was gonna use it for a tournament, so he kind of like went public. I heard it was-
Listen, there's plenty of shit like that. Like
Wasn't it like for
CS:GO.
COD though, like a COD tournament?
I don't know, but I could tell you that CS:GO has had people that were cheating like live during
Yeah.
their events.
Oh,
So I don't
Yeah,
doubt
I've
that
seen
that's even a thing
situations
either.
like that. That shit's crazy, but I mean, but
You know
do-
what's fun? Go for it.
You know,
Go for it.
and I was saying you have to look at it from like a business perspective because like theoretically you are fucking up like the company's money because I hear a lot of people and even myself like I don't want to play Call of Duty due to cheaters and that fucks up Activision's pockets. So you know you're kind of hurting the company as a whole by cheating.
I still think that that's I'm not even giving Activision a pass, right? Because I had so much beef with Blizzard and Activision. It's not even funny, right? But I think the worst I've seen has been Riot Games. The fact that they were trying to fucking have people download essentially a root syskey directory file because they said that their anti-cheat was supposed to be that good that it needed that much invasiveness on your shit. And then the amount of cheaters that exist today on Valorant, they could suck my dick. That's crazy. Because I mean, yeah, everything has anti-cheat. You have to give permissions to any of that shit anyway. But dude, you never want to have a root file for a syskey. That is nuts.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think shit like that's going a bit too deep.
but like I feel like they should be able to be sued for that if they're saying, "Oh, it's such a good engine, though." Like, trust me, give up a little bit of your PC's secureness, like because I don't know if you know what a root key is, but essentially, if let's say someone that wanted to steal your information was able to get to this particular file, right? That has a vulnerability because of that fucking fake ass anti cheat, or not fake, but super flawed anti cheat.
Yeah.
If they can get to that specific file, they can override your whole computer. That's how deep that shit goes. For something that doesn't even work.
Yeah. I'm not even trying to deal with that shit.
Yeah, that's why like everyone and their mother that's been like, "Oh, dude, you should play Valorant with us. You should play Valorant." I'm like, "No, I'm not downloading that shit. The fuck."
Yeah, and the fact
Then they still
that
have some cheaters.
Yeah,
and like how Marcus said, like there's even like you can go to YouTube and just find tutorials on how to cheat. So like
Yeah.
the fact that that's even a thing too, it goes to show like it's really just a wild west in some of these games. That's why I don't even bother playing them. And that actually it's actually a great segue into this next thing that they announced. Then the second they announced this, like I was kind of excited, but I'm like I thought about the cheaters and I'm like, well, fuck. They announced Escape from Tarkov Arena, which is essentially like PvP only. It's no more like loot and leave. It's just you get in there and just fight people. I mean,
so like another PUBG.
yeah, it's another PUBG. So I know y'all are not big on Tarkov, but y'all know it is one of the biggest things that I have wasted $50 on until this day.
Is it worth? Oh, you said wasted. Never mind.
No, okay. Here's why I feel like I just wasted the $50. One is because the learning curve is just so goddamn steep and ridiculous. I feel like it's only something good to play if you are able to play with someone who knows what they're doing and they can kind of like carry you the first couple of games. I didn't have that luxury, and every like video I would look up for advice, they would kind of say that like, oh, like, well, if you want to get into it, make sure like you have like a squad to run with. I'm like, bro, I don't fucking have a squad. I had a homie that played it, but surprisingly enough, he was a fucking cheater as well. And I was like, I don't want to play with a cheater. So I was just kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place to where I just had to learn how to just enjoy the game solo. And I tried for like damn near a month, and I wanted to break my damn monitor every single fucking time I played it, to the point I just dropped it.
Oh man, see, my cousin Pato, he's been telling me to get on that, and I was like, you know what, it doesn't look that bad, you know? I've only seen the memes.
It's just it's so technical to the point where it's like, holy shit, like you have to really just understand so many mechanics on top of mechanics. It's it's one of those games you have to play that and that alone. You kind of can't balance that with other games. You got to just sink time into that.
Yeah, I don't need another WoW in my life right now.
Yeah, it's kind
I
of.
don't even have WoW in my life right now.
Yeah, that shit's. I don't know. I can see the potential in it, but I'm at the same time I'm also jealous of people who play it and enjoy it and they get like a whole bunch of good loot. Cause I'm like, fuck, I want to do that. Like I want to enjoy the game, but I can't no matter how hard I try.
I mean, if you want, I can introduce you to someone that plays it. Jaqi knows who I'm talking about, but we know this dude named Jared that plays that shit hardcore.
Yeah,
he's been trying to get me to get into it, and I was like, "Listen, bro."
And
I
he made
won't
a
even lie.
compelling ass argument too, and he was really trying to get Andy into it. I mean, he was doing the whole like tutorial thing. He was having him
damn,
play and was like, it was weird. It was like a quiz too. It was
golly.
he was yeah.
Yeah, the main like drawback for a lot of people is that they kind of reset like everyone's account like every like so many months. Like
no, Pata told me that.
Yeah, so pretty much like you
On their seasons, right?
Yeah, like every time it like it updates a season, everybody gets reset. So no matter what loot you have, it all comes to an end at some point. So I understand why that can turn people off, but it is a good way to introduce like new players every so many months to where you don't feel the need to like get stomped on people that just have crazy legendary loot. But I don't know.
That just sounds like I'd be wasting my time then.
Yeah.
You can't look at it that way.
I've seen the memes though, like where people just like they're interacting with each other because it has open mic.
Yeah.
Ever since PUBG got like, you can still do it, but like, it's not the same, you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or did they? I don't know, man. PUBG
Well,
used to be like so fucking good.
I think the best way I could put it is for that game specifically, the fact that it takes that much time and effort to get into, right? Because
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. DBD every 13th of a month, rank resets, right?
Yeah.
So in a way, hey, yeah, that red rank that you grinded for, that shit is gone, and you're supposed to go back up. And that's monthly, right? That's not like every few months. That's every month that you are playing. That's just gonna rank reset your ass regardless. The difference is though that you're not meant to learn the whole market system. You're not meant to learn what items to craft and all that bullshit. Because I don't know a whole lot about Tarkov, but I do know that that was one of the main things Jared was telling me is that there's a market that you need to learn how to fuck with if you wanted to get better gear. And at that point, I feel like I'd be doing my homework for no reason. Like all these extra steps, if like within 3 months, all that progress I made is gone.
Yeah, that was the one thing I hated because they had like a regular market where you can only buy stuff from like the NPC characters, but they also had a flea market where you could buy stuff from other players, but you didn't get access to the flea market until you reached like some crazy ass insane level that took like hours and days of grinding. And I could never made it to that point. So, but everyone swears like, oh, that's when the game gets good. But I'm like, I'm fucking struggling to get there. So that's where you lost me.
Yeah, and I mean, there's no shame in saying that that's a deterrent. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just being real.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't go as far as to say the game is trash. I do see the potential in it, and I can see why people enjoy it. But it's like I said, it's just one of those games you have to just really be determined to learn it and just be willing to accept that there's gonna be a lot of times you're gonna put in like a whole like long ass raid, and you might get tapped with one headshot, and it all amounts to nothing.
Yeah. Oh, you know what game does that whole concept really well? I think it's Hunt Showdown.
Yeah, you've been talking a lot about that. I've been like looking at gameplay. I might
They straight tell you that like, hey, your character, if you die, that shit is gone forever.
Yep.
So this is like no upfront bullshit. Like, oh, you can stack all this time, and then in a month no more vulnerability. If you die with that character, you're gone. You're gone. You know what I'm saying?
That's a bit too hardcore for me. Like, I can understand the appeal, but sometimes I'm just like, it reminds me because I kind of wanted to get into I think it's called Arma 3, but when I heard like just how like technical it is, I'm like it looks cool, but I don't know. It's just, I might buy it and like be just like Tarkov. I play it a few times and that's it.
I think that's the main thing for me in Nemo is like, since Hunt is pretty much just a 3-player lobby at all times, kind of like Apex. You either have too many people to play the game with. Like Apex, we had fucking everybody and their mother when we're all playing that shit, trying to squad up. It's pretty much just like a first come first serve. But you also have the low points where there's only like 2 people to fucking play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm about to give up on the stupid dragon. I've literally searched every fucking different place inside of this cave.
Here, let me find Moon.
All right. But seeing that we were talking about shit like anti-cheat, do you guys know what de novo is when they add that to
No.
games? Well, apparently
Hold on.
de novo is a feature that they add to games that is like it's a anti-piracy thing. But apparently it hinders a lot of people's like PC performance, and apparently that is one of the reasons why Resident Evil 4 remake is having a lot of CPU issues. Is due to de novo, which, I mean, it's not a bad thing, because if the company wants to prevent people from pirating their games and that's what they have to go through to do it, then hey. But apparently Capcom has finally removed de novo from Resident Evil Village 2 years after its launch. And there's a lot of people out there that swear that they will not play games if it has like de novo on it because they don't want to have a shitty performance. But yeah, it took Capcom 2 years to do this shit. So that means that part with that bear trap, Andy, that kept fucking up, that probably won't get fixed for another 2 years.
That's kind of nuts. I mean, I only noticed it very slightly, mainly when I was helping you out with your shit. But
yeah,
I don't know, man. I think that's kind of crazy that shit like that exists in modern games that are coming out for full price.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think people are being a little bit too extreme when they say like they refuse to play any game that has it, because it didn't make the game unplayable. And at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, the people complaining about it are the ones who want to fucking pirate the shit. You don't even pay for the game, which, I've been to the Bay Area here and there. Andy knows about my visits, but at the same time, if it's a company I support and I actually fuck with, like, bro, I'm gonna just cop the game, and even if it has issues, I'll just be honest about the issues. But I still enjoy Resident Evil 4 for what, and I enjoy Village for what it was. But I noticed even in Village, it had a lot of weird moments where I would drop to like 40 frames, but I still fucked with it.
I'll be real. Sometimes the weather in the Bay Area looking kind of nice.
Hey man, look, there's a few games that's coming out, and I might have to plan. Actually, no, we are live on. Let me disregard all of that right now. We just gonna move on to the you feel. Final Fantasy 16 got a 25-minute state of play at Sony's bullshit the other day. God damn, let me mute this. I don't know if y'all been
I still
seeing.
need to play a game, dude.
Oh, again, Nemo hasn't played any of them, but
Get the 7 remake. That shit is fire.
Oh yeah, that is fire. But kind of like relating to 7 remake, I get the slight feeling that they're showing a bit too much of this game. Like I understand they want to get people hyped for it, but that was my issue with Final Fantasy 7 remake. They showed like the whole last like hour in their last trailer. I don't know if you know that, Andy, but like the whole part where you I mean, if anyone really truly is hyped to play Final Fantasy 7, you might want to mute the next 10 seconds. But they showed the whole part where like you fight Rufus and you fight like the boss on the motorcycle at the end, and they showed the ghost. Like, I'm like, why the fuck are they showing this in a trailer? That's like the end of the fucking game. Like I don't know, Square is kind of weird with that shit.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
there's a difference between hyping the game up and then just pretty much fucking, hey, if you were interested at all for the story, don't ever watch our shit. Yeah, I think they're going the latter route, but I don't know, dude. There was some cool reveals over the years that I was like, yo, that'd be badass. Like, fuck, even just the 4 remake when they dropped what 3 seconds worth of fucking what you could see, that was
Dude.
cool.
Dude,
Yeah.
4 remake is so nice looking, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you still don't have it.
I still
Get
need
it.
it.
Yeah, because like in hindsight, when I told you not to watch that trailer, all they basically all they showed that I didn't want you to see was just Lewis being alive during the minecart section. That because that was the one thing I felt like maybe they shouldn't have showed that, but it wasn't something that ruined the moment because it was still a dope moment when you played it in the game. But
No, yeah.
I don't know. It's not even just in games; it's in movies too, where a lot of these companies think that building up hype is let's just show you what happens, and that's where. Like, you get a lot of comments saying, like, well, damn, I've already seen the movie from the trailer because I know what happens.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think there's a way to do it, and I think what they're doing is they're just trying to show people, more or less like, hey, look at all the things that you can look forward to, which is the bad play. You're supposed to tease.
Yeah, I think
That's all you're supposed to do.
I think in Final Fantasy 16's defense, this is probably going to be a massive ass fucking game. So these 25 minutes that they keep showing are probably just like the prologue. Keep it real.
Probably, yeah. Final Fantasy is definitely the type of game that has a fuck ton of content to go through.
Yeah,
Even the
damn.
7 remake, right? Like they didn't fully drop the whole game, but god damn, was there a lot to do, you know?
Yeah, this fool Danny said 15 is peak. Indeed it is, and I've been really wish Andy would continue playing it.
I need to finish it. I need to finish Crisis Core too. I feel like I'm close to finishing Crisis Core, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, that shit gets fire once you start like going into like actual dungeons and you start doing I think once you unlock the ability to like switch to Prompto and switch to Gladio and Ignis, that's where the game really picks up.
Yeah, dude, I've been telling Nemo he needs to play some Final Fantasy because god damn, dude. I don't know, I feel robbed of all my goddamn time playing Blizzard games for so long.
Yeah, dude. And look, again, Blizzard is just one of those things where, like, even to like this day has a big player base. This is they want to play it, you know?
Let me be honest here. Like, let me preface things because I think I didn't do that. I don't mean that I feel like I've wasted my time playing all Blizzard games, but committing as much time as I did to World of Warcraft, the way it fucking turns out modern day, is something that I do regret because I could have
Yeah, I
been
get
pouring
you.
that time into like all these other franchises that I'm doing now.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah, it's like you didn't regret it at the time, but it's like in hindsight, you're like, well, if I knew it was gonna become this today, then
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just damn. I feel like there's a lot of lost time that I'm having to make up for now.
I'm not gonna lie, this gameplay do look fire. This shit look like Devil May Cry mixed with like some Game of Thrones type shit.
I mean, what did you think of the Souls like one that they dropped?
Oh, I skipped that one because a lot of people said it was kind of meh, and then from hearing like I mean I understand that donkey videos are not videos you should take wisdom from because they're filled with a lot of mean bullshit, but he showed like a lot of like story moments and I'm like, oh god, this dialogue is just so fucking,
Hold up.
it's just corny. But I feel like the gameplay looked okay, but I don't know, I kind of play Final Fantasy games for the gameplay plus the story, not just the gameplay.
Yeah, I get you. I mean, I saw that it was like on a mega sale. I think it was like $20 recently, and I was considering getting it, but then I was like,
Yeah, I think technically it's like it's a origin story. It takes place before like all of the Final Fantasies, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but I think I heard someone saying that at some point.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think it's kind of strange. Like, I've been on a fucking Elden Ring kick again. I've been watching like story videos and shit, and I mean, for anyone that doesn't know, I've been starting up a fresh playthrough that Jordan refused to join because
I only refused to join because I thought you were talking about the random fog wall one. I'm like, there's no way I'm doing that. If you were just talking about like a RNG starting class, I would have did that one. But like I said, I was busy on the night you guys started it. But hey, I can play catch up.
That shit was fun.
No, yeah,
we haven't even beat a boss. All right.
Yeah, if you wanted to join up, we pretty much just made our characters and got out the goddamn cave, and then Jaqi was like, "I can't play anymore." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's funny.
But yeah, man. I mean, if we got all the boys there, we just gotta roll for your class. If you wanted to, you could roll for class right now. I'll fucking pull up that wheel.
I guess if I get some bullshit, I'm gonna be pissed.
I'll give you one reroll because I gave Jaqi a reroll.
And didn't she get like wizard or something?
She got so I rolled first and I got barbarian, so I can only use I can't use shit like Rykard sword, right?
Yeah.
I gotta use shit that's not faith. And it has to either be a two-hander or one-hander. I can't do shield, I can't do anything like that. It has to be straight up just unga boonga.
I unga, therefore I boonga.
Yeah, Sir Coochie, what was your shit? Conqueror Coochie? This time?
God.
Yeah.
He tried to make him look like Alex Louise Armstrong for those that know, real one. And he's the tank. He rolled tank. Jaqi rolled barbarian with me, and we fucking flipped the coin. I won, so I'm barbarian. She got wizard, which is pretty much what she wants to play anyway.
All I know is if I get samurai, it's a GG.
Oh yeah, that one right there is called weeb.
Oh wow, he would call it that.
Well, I put weeb because I was like, yo, there's also sides. Like, what the fuck would I put for like a side user? And he was like, I mean, that's still kind of a weeb, right? I was like, you know what, right?
They all fit into
Straight
one
up weeb,
category. Fucking
hold on, you know what? Matter of fact, let me do this shit right here for Jordan, so he doesn't think I'm actually lying to him or anything. So as you can see here, we have the wheel, folks.
I'm fucking done. Here we go.
Let me spin this wheel real quick, man. This is for Jordan's class.
What's his class?
He got Ranger, so if you want to stick with that, that's bows.
Hell the fuck. I ain't playing no fucking range character. Get me in the mix. I'm trying to land combos. Fuck, I look like with a crossbow.
Here we go.
Unless we download
if you get that shit again, I'm gonna laugh.
If we download the mod with guns, I'm with it. But if not, no. Ain't no way. Nah. I'm not participating. Y'all three got it. Y'all got it.
Come on.
Y'all cool. Nah, I'm cool, bro.
Come
There's no way I'm
Can we get a third?
Ranger.
Can we get a third one? Hold on.
If it actually gets to the third time, I'll play Ranger. If it actually lands on the third time.
No way. Oh, okay, never mind. Oh, by the fucking skin of your teeth, you can do a faith build. There you go.
Oh my god, that shit was damn near there, and I would have had to do it too. Fuck it, hey.
Yo, this wheel is fucking evil. This site that I use for this wheel has fucked me up plenty of times during that knife run.
Holy fucking shit.
I think I got lol you thought like fucking 3 times. Danny was there for that.
Well, there it is. I think I gotta update the game and everything because I think my Steam says I gotta update it.
Don't trip. I'll send you the password too.
Shit. Oh yeah, I gotta update this fucking co-op mod too. I think I should get it all figured out. But oh boy, what is? Oh my god.
Oh my god, bro. That shit was peak comedy. Oh my lord. If that shit gave you 3 times, that would have been it. Daddy sent me a clip. That shit must have been the one right there. I gotta see this shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next topic that I'm about to get into pains me to get into because, you know, I brought this up to Andy because apparently Capcom thought it was a good idea to incorporate pay-to-win microtransactions into a single-player Resident Evil 4 game. And I brought this up to Andy, and I mentioned that it was kind of a scummy thing. And Andy, would you mind sharing with the people your response to when I brought this up?
No, yeah, I got you. So if you guys don't know, because I wasn't aware that this would make such a difference, right? Until I actually booted up the game, because I thought that like I could just choose a charm. Because most time, like these days, when you have a game that gives you a weapon charm, the charm doesn't do shit. But in this game, charms do things. And unless I'm mistaken, because I haven't gotten a single one of these two in any role that I've done on Resident Evil, but they give you a ammo charm and they give you a green herb charm if you have the deluxe edition, as well as like 2 chests. Which by the way, I didn't know this because it kind of fucked me up. I was running the golden one for a while just because I thought it was swaggy. I didn't know it actually gave me more money rather than like ammo, which was what I swapped to immediately. Um, but yeah, essentially, if you bought the deluxe edition, which is what I was telling Jordan, you kind of did pay to win, because people that didn't have the deluxe edition perks, like the extra healing from green herbs, the extra ammo drops, and the chests, which you can all buy now separately if you guys didn't opt for it right away, or you guys didn't care to get everything right away. Uh, I was saying that those things actually help a lot, because I mean, fuck, when I was doing my pro mode run, like the fresh one, I abused the fuck out of those 2 charms that they give you. Plus, they give you 2 weapons. I forgot to mention, not that they're like huge, right? But if you did what I did and you just put them in your inventory to get past the village part, because you have 2 shotgun shells in that chamber and like 20 bullets on that pistol, and that pistol naturally does 0.1 extra damage. Um, you can kind of circumvent a lot of early issues that people who normally have the standard version of the game cannot. So I was pretty much saying that, like, yeah, while you can buy these tickets now and whatever, it does kind of, I guess, take away from people who have actually gone through and done these things without all of that. But a lot of them have the deluxe edition. Like a lot of the speed, or the not even speed runs, but the S plus guides that I was looking at, they all mentioned the treasures too that you get for the deluxe edition. There's bonus treasures that have like a yellow casing that people who don't have it won't have, and I didn't know that. And that's actually a critical part that they use to get money really early to do upgrades for weapons and shit like that. And yeah, I was pretty much saying that like they kind of already had that if you got those things, but now that they did the tickets, it's more like, I mean, you max out a weapon. It just means that you can start off with like a Chicago sweeper with infinite, or a hand cannon with infinite, or even just a knife. If you spend like, I don't know, $3 or some shit like that. I don't know. I was saying that it's kind of already there for that game.
Well, but my thing was, I wasn't necessarily talking, because I use the deluxe features as well, but I didn't necessarily like abuse them, or I don't feel like they gave me a great advantage. They were more like an alternative in terms of, the pistol and the shotgun, because they kind of wear out their usefulness like mid game, how they compare to other weapons. And the treasure helps a lot too, but I don't think that necessarily gives like a big boost. And I wouldn't even call that a pay to win mechanic. That's just incentive to pay more for an extra version of the game, and that's what you get for paying more. I'm mainly just talking about the tickets they added, where you can pay like to, get like pay $5 to get this gun fully upgraded, pay $5 to get all access to that, which is stuff that you would do normally in the game, and it's actually fun to do because the gameplay loop and the core of the game is actually fun. So why would you want to just pay $5 or $10 to just manually unlock this shit. And that's what I was referring to. And so from my understanding, you only bought the deluxe version, right? Or did you pay for like the $5 like microtransactions too?
No, so and I got more to add on to that, but I bought the deluxe edition just because like I wanted to get for any of the Resident Evil games. I always do that shit because I love that franchise. That's like one of my favorites. And this was like my favorite game, so of course I was gonna do that anyway. But no, yeah, I bought that shit strictly thinking that all that stuff was gonna be cosmetic, and I could tell you 100% after I realized that those exclusive treasures were like just straight up for people with deluxe edition, and the way I cheesed most of the village because of that, like I was able to conserve ammo for the Luis part on professional because I used a lot of the treasures that I got early on that were extra because there's right after you meet the merchant, that gate that you open up, that right there has a purple gemstone.
Yeah.
And those you usually find more towards like the castle area.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's like reds that you can get, which by the way, the red barrels are like the most expensive like square gem for everybody that doesn't know what the fuck we're talking about. You can essentially, get like a not the mask, the fucking pendant, and get like a free 76k, which can, I mean, let me be real. You get that, you get lucky with a charm if you're doing the S plus run off of the dumb little event for like 20% off a rocket launcher. You can get a rocket launcher super early and kill that first giant that you would normally fight with a lot of ammo before the Louise part, which is a bitch within itself. That's a tech, by the way. If anyone was thinking like wondering how the fuck they can do that, you do that. Get those treasures if you have them. Use that for the pendant, and then when the time comes, sell that shit to help you get a rocket launcher. I promise you, it'll save you so much time.
Yeah, that's a tech only for him because I ain't never in my life used that shit. But yeah, to each their own.
Yeah, man. I mean, I also didn't use mods for him and ammo, but
Yeah. But that was after my freaking 3 initial tilted fucking playthroughs. But mainly what I'm getting at, what I'm looking at, they got Resident Evil 4 weapon exclusive upgrade ticket for $2.99. They have another one. They're all $2.99, and they have exclusive upgrade 3 tickets for $6.99. Did you buy any of these?
You mean like after I beat the whole fucking game?
Yeah.
Like on promo and shit. Yeah, I got I think I got the 5 tickets. And I was wanting to try out like a couple different things on my New Game Plus run, because if you guys didn't know, you can only get 2 of those exclusive tickets per playthrough. So and that's if you've been doing like the spinal grinds and shit for the side quests. So by every playthrough, you should have 2 exclusive tickets if you did everything right. I mean, you should have a little extra too, because you can RNG spinals throughout your playthrough from enemies and shit. But yeah, I got that, and then I didn't know that it actually applied to like New Game Plus. I thought it was just you had them for, I mean, not New Game Plus, but fresh runs. But I saw Vinky doing her run, and she did an assisted fresh run and upgraded her Chicago like right away. I was like, what the fuck? How'd you get that many spinals? Like, am I not on game? And she said, no, I bought like one of my my mods like gifted this shit to me, and I've been just using it. And I was like, oh fuck. So is that like just for one run? Because I thought she was using that. Well, essentially, I thought she wasted it, right? But she's like, no. Every fresh run, you'll have these tickets. And I was like, what, bitch? Easy promo. Let's go. I fucking did that shit.
I just love how he casually says that with no idea that is like nails on a fucking chalkboard to my ears, bro. Because y'all know my stance on microtransactions and how I just can't stand these shits. And I'm also pissed off at the fact that Capcom released the game, gave out review copies, and was like, all right, we go let y'all give our game a 9 out of 10, a 10 out of 10, because they knew if these were in the review copy, people probably would have docked 1 or 2 points just based off of principle alone, because they feel like things like this rob them of the experience. I'm not saying, I'm not judging people that buy this shit, but at the same time, I feel like in single player games, it truly is unnecessary, and I feel like it's a scummy tactic for Capcom to pull after the reviews have already came out and they've already like gotten people hyped to buy the game, and then they do this shit. And then you got Andy over here buying them, keeping them in business. So I'm like, God damn.
You're completely right. Instead of buying them, I could have just downloaded the infinite ammo shit and then just did it that way.
For free.
For free.
Yeah, exactly. So you judging me for using a mod and you putting pockets in the shit. You know what? We might have to switch topics before I get tilted.
This is damn near the same shit though, is what I'm trying to get at. Like, using a mod is not the way that they intended the game to play, right? But I'm certain that Capcom is not stupid, and they know what Nexus mods is, and they know that exists, and that people could just do that. And I'm not saying that they dropped the ticket just because they're like, oh yeah, we saw that you guys could do this anyway, so fuck it, here, let's cash in on it. I'm saying that like that exists, and so do these tickets. And I mean, as a dude that beat that shit on pro mode raw and didn't have much to say other than like, I fucking hate that Luis shit is bugged, and I don't trust it to this day. I don't give a fuck how many people say it's patched. I will never fucking believe that shit is patched after having to waste all that time, redo everything.
But imagine getting that bug and then giving Capcom more money. That's what is not computing in my brain, Andy.
See, I don't think this argument is fair, though. Andy is Mr. Resident Evil himself, and I think there is definitely an outlier about that. All right, I think he genuinely is an outlier in this standpoint. This has to be we need more poll. We need more numbers. Andy is an outlier.
More. What do you mean? I beat the whole fucking thing and then I got that shit. There's a difference.
And Andy, you cannot tell me that you are not a special case about this.
In what sense? That I got hoed? I'm not the only one that got hoed with that glitch.
No, I'm talking about the rate of which you play Resident Evil, the depths of which you know Resident Evil. Andy, you are an outlier. I'm not saying that invalidates your stance or your point, but I am saying that you are definitely an outlier here.
No, what I'm trying to get at is like, what does that mean though? Like, in reference to the conversation, because here for anybody that doesn't know, I'm also a big fan of like Lord of the Rings, and I've played Shadow of War, and Shadow of War had a thing where you can
and then I need you guys.
Oh my god, that game is so fun, dude.
And I need you guys to know, people cheat and they still can't beat him about it because he is also Mr. Lord of the fucking Rings. So again, with being an outlier here, I don't think
why do people like cheat on these games though? That's the thing. Well, like, I get no one has like the time to actually go like for like COD, right? No one has the time to
like. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that like, I'm not saying that Jordan fucking mod the game or whatever so bad. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that like with at least the Shadow of War thing, right? This is the opposite of what happened with the whole thing that Jordan's talking about. They had it's not microtransaction because you can get the in-game currency, and I have so much of it on my fucking main save right now.
It's so easy to farm it, dude.
Yeah, I have nothing to spend it on, and you used to be able to essentially do in-game loot boxes, right?
But because people could the fireworkers, dude.
Yeah, but because people were bitching about like, oh well, online sieges are a thing, and I don't think that it's cool that I could just farm up this currency and roll units too. But since this dude got really lucky with his, I want you guys to remove it. And they were like, all right, bet, because everyone was bitching at them for doing it. And you know what the community does for removing those microtransactions? They replace them with fucking orcs that are insanely overpowered and have zero weaknesses. And anybody that doesn't know, every orc had at least 2 minimum weaknesses. These guys have 0, and they have abilities that were not even introduced to the game. Like if you hover over the goddamn skill, this is just a red block.
And
because
I remember you doing those fucking raids, dude.
Exactly, and I beat them.
And he still beats them, which goes to fucking show you are definitely a fucking outlier. Okay.
No, but that doesn't invalidate what I gotta say about this, though.
It doesn't invalidate it, but you are definitely an outlier.
Yeah, well,
you are definitely an outlier. Not everybody can play this shit the way you fucking play this shit.
No, there's people that take it more.
To be said.
Well, no, I know these are just adaptations, though, and I'm not saying that like I'm just built different. I'm saying that like if people took the time to adapt to the cheating thing, I don't see how the fuck like me rolling a character is worse, right? You get what I'm saying? So, what if it was something like, let's say on Call of Duty, right? It comes out week 1, everyone's on the same bullshit,
like
and
level,
then,
right?
Yeah, and then the second they drop a paid package that you could do like $20, and you get this gun that infinitely is better than anything that they've dropped.
Fully decked out, fully fucking kitted, tracers and all that shit.
Yeah, and the only way you can get that gun is by buying the fucking package or whatever. Then at that point, yeah, microtransaction bad. If it's something like this where it's like, hey, if you beat the game, we'll give you 5. Or I mean, the game's been out for a minute. I mean, here's some. You can spend $5, get a ticket to level up a weapon. I don't really see that's that bad because you're not competing with people anyway. And I mean, for what it's worth, it's not like getting one of these is guaranteed. You get this run 100% S+. If you're good and you already know what the fuck you're doing with it, then yeah, obviously it's free as fuck, right? Like it's free as fuck for me. It's free as fuck for Jordan. It'd be free as fuck for Nemo too to just get these S+s like nothing. But as someone that's just beat the game and done as much as I did before this shit dropped, I don't really think it's that big. Like if it was, hey, you could buy the fucking hand cannon for $5, I'd be pissed. At that point, I'd be kind of mad.
Yeah,
but that's because I went through what I went through.
Look, for single player games, I'm not talking about like, oh, why are people modding? Like I mod some games too, my guy. All right.
No, yeah, I mean,
Coliseum, I wanted to play with the fucking Trico. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, ROM hacks aside, though, like the conversation is this microtransaction thing killed like all the it made Resident Evil 4 way too easy. Kinda, not really. Like if you have the Chicago unlocked and you had the hand cannon, then yeah. But if it's a fresh run and someone just maxes out a pistol, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
the pistol is definitely gonna do some work, but it's not like you're running infinite ammo off the rip, right? You're not paying like $12 to unlock the cat ears to get infinite ammo for your runs. That's what I'm trying to get at. I think the experience is still there and very much needed, and you still need to unlock everything anyway. I mean, if we're gonna be mad about anything, it should be the fact that for pro mode, they were saying that that's how you get the hand cannon, and then mercenaries dropped, and everybody that didn't beat pro mode now has the hand cannon.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, because I was pissed. I watched Maximilian stream it, and he had beat the game on normal. Then he was talking to his chat about how he wanted to do a professional mode playthrough to get the hand cannon, but before he could even get to that, they dropped mercenaries. And he played that, and then he unlocked it. He was like, "Oh, well, I guess I don't have to do all that shit because I already got it." And I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, he just got it just like that, and it kind of tilted me. I was like, "What?" Because even though Andy went through it the hard way to get it, meanwhile, I used the infinite ammo mod to get it. But even with that shit, it was still like a few moments where I was still getting tilted.
Some mods, some cheats that like they help, but they're not carrying.
Yeah,
you know
yeah, exactly.
Like, me and Andy, like when we used to play back then emulator ROM hack games for like Ruby, Sapphire, and them. We always did like max money, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah, because Pokeballs costed a fuck ton.
they fucking cost us so much.
And if all we're doing is just getting a bunch of Pokeballs, then I don't really see how that's the difference.
And we only did it to stock up on items, you know?
Yeah, like it's not like we used. I know they have battle items like X attack and shit like that, but we weren't even using
I
it.
never used it, dude.
It's a waste too. Doesn't it take up a turn?
It takes a turn, and like I know people use that for like for speed runs, right?
Yeah, but still. Well,
I'm
anyway,
just playing to have fun, you know?
Man.
no, I get what you're saying, but
For single player
in any
games,
case,
like I get like, oh,
the
I'm
hand
gonna use
cannon
this.
thing pissed me
No.
off. The
Nah,
PRL 412 should have been in the game. Even like, don't get
If
me
they were
wrong.
gonna do that, why didn't they make it easier for the lightsaber knife on 8?
Oh yeah, no, the lightsaber knife on 8, I went crazy, bro. At the
Man.
time, I think I was like part of 2% of people that actually got that shit legit. And
It was tough to get. It wasn't easy.
yeah. No, I know that shit was hard as fuck, but like I did it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I found out that they did the same shit for Resident Evil 2 and 3, like, year after. You can actually buy the infinite knife instead of going around
Perfect.
like story A, story B for Claire, and doing all the shoot the bobblehead things. You can just buy it. You can just buy it now.
Yeah.
And same thing for well, I don't know about Resident Evil 3. I don't know if they have any like the rocket launcher you could just pay for or whatever, but I unlocked all that shit like legitimately. So I mean, if a year or two later people just can buy them or whatever, I mean, fuck it, whatever. I did that shit. I got that shit. There's no, I think it's like when people fucking emulate games years after, and then they fucking do something where they get infinite ammo to run through or blast through a level or whatever. I don't know. I don't really feel a certain type of way about that. I'm more compelled to get angry about people cheating on multiplayer games and getting an advantage that way. But yeah, buying this shit, I mean, lame. I think that the challenge is usually fun. Do I think that people need to subject themselves to torture for this shit? Nah. Like if I'm being real, do not prove anything to yourself by running pro mode on Resident Evil 4. Just do mercenaries.
Yeah,
do that.
It's not worth it.
And then there you go. Like PRL 412 isn't even in the game, so no reason to fucking do the pro mode shit anyway. I did it for hand cannon, and look where I am.
But here's the thing. I wouldn't have been mad if they kept that as a reward for the mercenaries had they made mercenaries challenging how it was in the original. But the problem is they made it so fucking easy to where a fucking 5-year-old can S+ all that shit.
Well, yeah, all you needed was like 3 S+. You didn't have to do it with like every character.
Yeah.
Wait, so
3,
you just do the mercenaries and you get the hand cannon?
Pretty much. Like
But
You
bro,
don't have to get like S+?
Nah, if you play with Hunk or Krauser, the S+ is free. Shit you not.
Well, duh.
Wait, well, yeah. I mean, honestly, I think mercenaries is fun. I don't think it's challenging. I think it's fun.
It's not as challenging as original.
No.
No, fuck no. The original was nuts. I
Yeah.
was sweating. I was sweating on this one, but mainly because they're like with Luis, he's not the greatest, and with Krauser, I mean, like if you get his transformation, it's really good, but everything building up towards his transformation is ass. The TMP sucks dick. Hunk's weapon is way better.
Yeah.
Leon has 4 weapons and shit. I don't know. Like it didn't even come out fully yet. You know what I'm saying?
We're
Like
not.
Ada's not on the roster. Wesker's not on the roster. And
I felt
only
so bad
3
for
maps.
Ada.
Not only that, I feel like the OG required you to focus more on time management too. Whereas in this one, you might have to get time here and there, but for the most part, you get time just from like if you just melee people, you get it from that.
No, yeah. Back in the day, I'd run to get all of the time things and then start killing people. That's how I started my run every time, and that's how I got S+ or whatever the fuck the rating was back then.
Yeah, it was like 5 stars, some shit.
Yeah, 5 stars. There you go. Now it's like I could S++ everything, but what's my incentive?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's nothing there. So
yeah, that's what pissed me off
because
because I got S+ with a few characters, but before I was like, before I commit to doing this, I'm like, let me look into what you unlock. And once I found out you don't unlock shit but the hand cannon, I'm like, what's the point of even doing this shit?
Yeah, I mean, I already have it, so it is what it is. But Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I thought that the most unique spin on Mercenaries, because Mercenaries came out 100% first on the OG4,
Mm-hmm.
and I still think that that version of Mercenaries is better. But I actually really like the RE8 Mercenaries. I thought that shit was really cool the way they did it.
Yeah. On a
It
side
felt
note,
like an arcade, you know.
you
That
know,
was kind of controversial, but RE5 Mercenaries is pretty fun.
I was gonna
Right.
actually bring up RE5's versus mode where you fight like PvP. I feel like that was kind of slept on.
I don't remember
I-
that.
Yeah, I hardly remember that, but I know what he's talking about. I
Yeah.
don't think that
It was.
we did that much,
it-
Nemo, just because at the time it was when it came out. I don't think that like on Steam they have that anymore.
Yeah, I think
Oh.
I don't think it's a thing anymore. It was like when the game first came out. It was kind of weird because the whole like you can't move while shooting. So the whole like meta behind the game was like trying to like run past the person, then like doing a 180 and like aiming at them real quick before they get a shot on you. So it was a little weird, but you know, it was one of those things where it was your first time experiencing PvP in a Resident Evil. So it was cool for the fact that it existed, but maybe in hindsight it probably didn't play all that good, but I still liked it.
I think RE6 Mercenaries obviously was better than 5. If I'm being completely real, that shit was fun. Me and Daniel used to spend hours on that bitch.
Yeah, they actually like still have footage of this shit on YouTube. Man, this is bringing back like memories because I used to actually put in like a lot of hours just playing against other people on this shit. I don't know, man. A lot of people talk bad about Resident Evil 5. I fucked with that shit. Is it the most, scary game? Hell no. It's full action, but I think it's still a fire-ass game. And a lot of people make up the argument, well, it's only good if you play a co-op. I've beaten this shit like 5 times single player. I don't know what y'all talking about. This game is cool.
I mean, it's definitely fun by itself. I did have fun playing with Nemo and Jaqi through that shit more than like just revisiting on my own. If I gotta be real, but anything with somebody else is more fun.
Yeah.
I'm not, it's I think what people have a misconception on is it's only fun if you play with people.
Yeah, but I've heard people say that. Like they say don't even bother playing if you play it by yourself. And I'm like, nah, I wouldn't say that because I've done like a good handful of playthroughs by myself.
Yeah, no. And I mean the cool part about this one, if you think about it, is that you can do a randomizer on that shit. Like a co-op randomizer on a Resident Evil game.
I want to do a run with the true color mod where it gets rid of the washed out colors and puts like actual like real life colors, and the game looks way more better.
Yeah, I mean I'm hoping that the remake that comes out for it does exactly the same thing it did for Resident Evil 4. Cause dude, I'll be real. I've said it before on my stream for anybody that's here watching that normally tunes into my shit, but
because bro, if
I want them to make me like Chris, because so far there's not a lot. Like I don't think he's a dog shit character, but I think he's definitely overrated. But I'm coming from a space where I've only ever seen his rendition of 1 going into 5, and that's going from like, if you guys don't know, Chris's games are Resident Evil 1, then you have Code Veronica where you have Claire and Chris, Revelations, and then 5 hits, right? That's the order of those. And that's how many games it takes him to finally fucking spoiler alert, beat Wesker, the guy that he met in Resident Evil 1. And while like, you could try to go, well, man, Wesker is just fucking crazy, right? They did not do him the respect to give him that kind of a send off.
Yeah.
They sent his ass to a volcano like he was Broly in the Second Coming movie, and that didn't even do him in, just like the Second Coming movie.
It was still an epic moment though, whether it's cheesy or corny. Like first time playing it, I was like, you know what, it's kind of over the top, but I'm here for it.
I mean, listen, the second I saw the boulder
my
shit,
foot should no.
I laughed my ass
off. The
off.
second we landed in the volcano, we should have melted. All right. Like,
yeah.
I agree.
Did you guys play like when it originally came out, or did you like?
Yeah.
Play? Oh, okay, because like it's one of those things where I enjoyed it when it first came up, like in hindsight, I think a lot of it is kind of corny.
No, yeah, I mean, dude, that's just the route that they went after 4. In general, like I can't even say that 6 doesn't have that, but what I will say is that 6 at least has this crazy story narrative where all 3 major stories intertwine.
Yeah,
And I thought that was the coolest shit because that storytelling wise, I'll be real, bro. If you guys go back and play Resident Evil 0, I feel like there's a lot of important shit that happens in Resident Evil 0, but you only get the fucking importance of it if you read everything. And back then, I mean, yeah, that's what people would do. They'd read everything, right? But I don't think that a single person could tell me what me and Jaqi found out about Luis just going through the assisted playthrough. I thought that was really cool.
As fuck. It was so cool.
But I feel like that's the only thing 6 has going for it is the fact that, oh, it's the one game where, you know, Chris and Leon finally meet and all, like, Claire's there and everyone comes together and the story is, like, the story's actually more interesting than 5, but that's the only thing. Like, from an actual gameplay perspective, I feel like 6 feels so damn clunky to play. Like, I couldn't even get all the way through it. I had to like play like the first couple of chapters with Leon, then I just watched the rest of it on YouTube. Cause I'm like, bro, this shit, I'm not enjoying the gameplay.
Oh, dude, no, Chris's story was actually pretty good.
No,
And
I've played a little bit of Chris's story with my roommate, but like I said, I didn't enjoy it to the point where I feel like I needed to beat it.
I'll say that the controls definitely feel like if you were going from and I want to say it's the same reason that I dislike going backwards, right? Like playing the original 1 and 0, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we got so used to like modern conveniences when it comes to camera controls, inventory systems, managing weapons and shit like that. When I went back and I did that Resident Evil 4 randomizer, and this is a game I put hours into, right? Like fucking at least hundreds of gameplays through, right? Just like most people. I was like, fuck, dude, this camera angle sucks dick to try to control because it was overly sensitive on the mouse, right? You get on the control and you're like, fuck, it still snaps weird. So I think the only time that it didn't feel like that was when I was playing Resident Evil 4 on the Wii when that shit came out.
Yeah.
That was kind of like mouse and keyboard-esque without having to deal with the snap issue that you get when you're playing with mouse and keyboard if you have a normal DPI. But yeah, no, I get it. The controls are a little weird in comparison. I mean, even when I go back to 5, I mean, fuck, when me and Jaqi played 5 recently, we were both like, dude, this is very weird on mouse and keyboard, and I had to swap to controller.
Yeah,
just because it was more
I
manageable.
couldn't imagine playing 5 on mouse and keys. That does sound weird.
But yeah, for 6, shit, I think I bought it on Steam because at the time, me and Nemo played what's it called? Resident Evil. Not Resident Evil. We were playing WoW like crazy, so we just didn't buy that shit on like 360 when it came out.
Yeah.
So when we got it on Steam, we were playing through it, and we're like, "Yo, this is actually fire." The fuck, this is the first time they do a story narrative with all these characters, like you were saying, which is why I'm hyped for that movie that's coming out.
Oh God.
As well as this is the first time that they do something where everyone's story kind of comes together. Because for those that don't know and that never played the original RE2, there's a definitive way that the story makes sense, and that's if you do Claire's story A and Leon's story B. That's how the story sync up. But if you were just doing Leon's off the rip like everyone else, I did too, you expect that all that shit that happened to him was actually happening to him, and no, it's the other way around. So this was a cool way to make the story actually make sense and line up together and shit. If that makes sense.
Oh man.
I feel like it's just
fucking
Resident Evil 5, but with 3 storylines.
Because fucking Daddy's like, it's gonna be mid, then then fucking Jaqi redeems the tired of being humble shit. But nah, like, I'm trying so hard to like not, believe that Resident Evil movie is gonna be mid. But if it's like any of the other ones, see, Andy swears that there's some good ones, there's some fire ones. I'm trying to tell them they're not terrible, but in my opinion, they're all average. And just to reassure this, I don't know if you heard me on stream, Andy, but one of these nights, I'm gonna rewatch every single last one of them just to.
And you're gonna watch it here.
Okay, I don't know. Okay, maybe so, but I'm gonna rewatch every single one just to reassure my opinion that they are all average. But
have you seen the Leon one on Netflix, like the 4-part episode thing they did for him?
Yeah, I saw that one too, and like I said, they're not bad. It's just like, okay, like cool, but I expected better. But it's like I said, it's average. It's very mid.
All right, would you say the Squid Games was fire, or would you say that's just mid?
I think there's some very interesting episodes, but toward the end it got kind of predictable, and I was like, but I feel like the first like maybe 3 or 4 episodes were low key fire.
First few were definitely cool. I will say the ending kind of just threw me for a loop, especially when I found out that they were gonna do a part 2 on that shit and how they were gonna do the part 2 off that shit.
Oh, I didn't even hear about that.
I was kind of like, okay, this should have been like a 1-season banger, right?
I want to more ask, what would you consider fire, like in your terms and your standards?
You mean me or Jordan?
Jordan.
On like Resident Evil?
Anything. It doesn't as a comparison. It doesn't matter.
That's a hard question. What do I consider fire? I mean,
in your standards compared to what you would consider mid, what would you consider as something that you deem as top tier?
Are we talking about like in movies or shows or games or just anything?
Well, I say let's put it this way.
Movies. So we're talking about like the Resident Evil movies. We'll talk about movies.
For a movie to be fire for me, the characters.
Let's say for a franchise though, like if oh fuck, I don't think that you played through all the Silent Hills or whatever, but
no, I think it's just movies in general because if you have a standard for anything, that standard goes across all boards, franchise or not.
Okay, for a movie to be fire for me, the characters have to be interesting. The plot has to be interesting and believable. Cinematography has to be like on point because I will call out like bullshit ass shots or shaky cam. I hate that shit. I
think me and Jaqi are thinking the same thing right now.
Keep going. It's okay.
Let me see. I'm not all big, like they don't have to be like well-known actors or very famous actors, but just know how to act because I'm not here to like, just watch bullshit ass performances. I'm really trying to think what makes a movie fire.
Would you say that's your top though? That's like off the top of your head, the first things you look for when you come out of a movie. That's your like, is your consensus?
Yeah, just good character, interesting plot, and good cinematography, and
Vendetta.
Yeah.
and yeah, no, we're on the same page. Where exactly did you not see those in any of the Resident Evil movies?
Where did I
guess I can argue maybe let me look at them real quick because I know there is one that I was like, oh, it could have been better, and I think I told Andy too when we watched it. Hold on.
Well, my problem
it's probably the Claire one.
My problem is that
I meet up at the airport.
I feel like they're more interesting in the games than they are in the movies. That's my problem.
Yeah, and that's one thing though. But that's one thing. That's one thing where it's like if you're playing a game, I feel like that no matter what is infinitely going to be more interesting. And I take that on my bias towards like Death Stranding. If they made a Death Stranding movie, it would still be like even if I'm only playing 5 hours of straight driving on the fucking road and nothing else, I'm gonna prefer the game.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to me. And then I compared the actuality of like the Dragon Age movie they did for one of the characters, and then even a series they did versus the Dragon Age games. And we all know how I feel about Dragon Age, how I love it, I fucking hate it. I still prefer any of the games over any of the media they made for them. I think that is just going to be a basis of bias because when you experience the game, it's experiencing the game. It's way different. But when you are going through a movie, you have to detach that because it's a movie. And it is unfair to judge a movie based off of the very real comparison and bias towards a video game because it's an experience.
No, you know what? Yeah, I could say that for this Mario movie too.
Exactly. Where
Yeah.
I'm like, I would much rather prefer if you were to tell me, hey, let's either watch Vendetta or let's play 5 or 6. I'd be like, fuck you, boot up that game. I'm not gonna
I
fucking sit and watch
I
the
feel
movie when I
like
could just fucking play something.
okay, I can separate the
Can't take
real.
points away.
No, I can
from a movie.
I can separate the live action like Resident Evil movies because I know that's completely different. But it's different when it's like CG and it looks like it's just like a cutscene, and I'm like, all
How is that
right,
different? How is that different? It's still a movie.
Because what I'll say is that like, if you don't remember, because I saw this shit a couple years back, right? Before I showed Jaqi, but like the second that she was like, "Oh, let's watch these movies," and we got to Vendetta, I was like, "Yo, you know what? You're gonna love this villain. This villain is fucking crazy, right?"
And unfortunately, I did.
Yeah.
But it was Degeneration, and I think even Damnation that I was like, what the fuck did I just watch? And Vendetta, I think, is like the one that I enjoyed the most. Damnation is the one that had
Had the Russian guy.
yes.
Yeah, where they fought the
Degeneration's
super
airport.
liquors, which by the way is a nod to some of the comics.
Yes.
Or the manga, I guess, not comics.
Yes. And then Jordan, it's not to take away from the fact like if you just didn't like him, that's
I
fuck you, you
never
just didn't like
said I didn't like them. I said they're average. They're not great. They're not bad. They're just very meh. But I hate how that gets translated into why don't you love them? Like,
No. You don't have to love them. You don't. That's my point. Is you don't have to be like sucking these movies' dicks. That's
No,
it.
but you definitely can't say that the villain for Vendetta is not memorable.
well,
Like
like I
that
said,
is-
I'm
I
gonna
wish that that's what
rewatch
Wesker
them
was.
because I've only seen them once and that was it. I never felt compelled to go back and rewatch them due to the fact I thought they were average. Now, if a movie is fire or if a show is fire, I will watch it again and again and again. That's also another thing that makes me know that it's fire. And the fact that I haven't watched these again lets me know that I probably didn't think that.
I mean, I think John
Vendetta-
Wick is fire, but I haven't rewatched the movies more
No,
than like
again
3
with an
times.
outlier. Again with an outlier. You can't fucking say that shit. You don't rewatch shit for shit. You can't. You cannot say this. That is an outlier. You rewatch something if it's like, oh my god, you have to see this because you haven't watched it before. You cannot fucking say that as an argument. As like, oh man, I didn't rewatch it, but it's still fire. Fuck you. Fuck you.
No.
No.
You giving me
No,
shit for
no.
rewatching Super because you were like, "Why are you rewatching Super?" And I'm
Because
like,
you're just like, I don't know what the fuck else to watch, and you're not even actually fucking watching it. You
"I am
cannot.
watching it."
Oh my god, you cannot make this argument as an outlier. This one I will say you can't. You know,
Oh my
bad
God.
because of the fact that we've had this conversation where I could sit here and
More
replay the
specifically,
same
I'd be
movie.
rewatching the Goku Black arc, and she was like, "Why are you rewatching it?" I'm like, "Why does it bother you if I'm rewatching it?"
It doesn't bother me. All I am questioning
Don't
is,
you, like,
why are
rewind
I
a
am
bunch of parts of
genuinely
shows?
asking why
Yes,
you're rewatching
she
it
does.
because you don't rewatch shit.
Or
That's
she'll
why I
pause it
ask.
and then look things up and then fucking continue it and then replay it. That's what happens.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
and I rewatch shit just like Jordan rewatches shit, just like most people will tend to rewatch something. Okay, you are an outlier. You cannot be like, well, I don't rewatch it and it's still fire. Okay,
Nemo does the same thing. Cap.
What?
because we're brothers. You're the same fucking brain. You
But
can't use it as an argument.
But I'm an outlier.
You are. Ooh, I hate when you use them as part of your argument because y'all have the same fucking brain.
Because you can't.
Especially in
You
cases
cannot.
like this.
You cannot say, "Hey, you're the only one," and I'm like, "Well, technically no," and then you're like,
And guess what? You
"That
fucking
doesn't
imprinted
count."
on it.
Even
It's
though
not like
it's the second person, that doesn't count.
it's not like Nemo has decided this on his own. You helped fucking influence that.
No,
Yes.
no. There's plenty of shit where Nemo's like, "I don't like it," and I'm like, "Okay, well, whatever."
Yeah.
We don't even have the same Pokemon that we like in common. Like his favorite is way different than mine, and for different reasons too. I don't even think his gen is the same gen.
No, I knew that from the moment that his favorite was Gohan at one point and yours was Trunks. Trust me. But there are still certain things where I'm like, you
So
can't
I
fucking
influence
involve him
everything?
in this when you guys have the same fucking brain. That is not okay.
Same brain, but we like different characters. That's
Same fucking
crazy.
brain. Same fucking brain.
And with that same brain, I could literally pick Gohan apart because I dislike the fact that everyone
And
dick rides
guess what he
Gohan.
does now? And guess what he does now?
No, he likes Gohan. He has Future Gohan, and that I respect. I'll respect that take 9 times out of 10 because Future Gohan I feel like was the trajectory that they were going with, even
And
up to
Nemo,
Namek.
And Nemo, and not to say that you do not have your own brain or conviction, but Nemo, how many times has Andy fucking argued with you about this? Where it's like you need to fucking look at these other characters. Fuck Gohan.
Well, I mean, okay, so what ultimately got you off of the Gohan wave, Nemo? Be honest.
It was the Majin Buu fight.
Oh, that's crazy. See, I would have said the high school fight because that's, or not even the high school fight. The part where he fights the Burra and then Vegeta's like,
But
bro,
you
he's
can't-
washed.
You can't
I could
say.
have finished this 5 minutes ago.
But you can't fucking say you had no influence on the fact that Nemo had to reconsider this.
Nah. Because after
no.
that, watching the Super, it's a
Mm-mm.
scene like after Z ended. I still like Ultimate Gohan. I think that's what they fucking called him.
I
right?
wanted him to be good, especially in the movie too. Did I not say when we went to go watch the movie, like, yo, I hope that they redeem his ass because, you know, he had a lot of promising shit as a kid, and I was rooting for him as a kid. Even on fucking on Namek, bro, I thought his part was fucking crazy when he pieced up Frieza, right?
Oh yeah.
He didn't finish the job, but he did something that like Krillin's bitch ass wasn't gonna do because Krillin doesn't do shit.
It's so
Which
fucking.
is another shame, considering
look,
he's one of the
Gohan-
earlier characters.
Gohan was my shit. All right. Super changed that for me. The second you see Vegeta actually saying, "Yeah, no, fuck this. I'm punching. I'm gonna go kick. I'm gonna go kick Beerus in the chest."
No, man. What added on for me was like the whole Goku Black shit, and then, you know, Trunks sees him having this great life, and he's like, you know what? I'm happy for you.
And
This
I
isn't
wish
the
they
Gohan I
focused-
knew.
I wish they focused on that kind of aspect for his character instead of continuously trying to make him out to be more than
No, yeah,
more
because
than he is.
I think that's the other thing too, is that they've pretty much proven that Gohan just isn't that person, right? Like he's not the person that
He's not
wants
even
all
a
this power and shit.
superhero. Even a superhero.
Yeah, no,
that
like,
was a
they
Piccolo
showed-
movie.
They showed that very much. Yeah, right. I'd say, but they've maintained something that is true from that variation of Gohan is that he's got crazy potential to do things, and I mean that's never changed. I've
But
never said
that's something that we
Gohan
need to
doesn't
talk
have
about too.
anything going for him, right?
Is talent and hard work, because potential comes up as talent, right?
Yeah, but again,
If
I'm
you
gonna
have
be
talent
real
and you're
for
not, if
anybody.
you're not, working on it, right?
No, but also how much talent, because he has 2 fucking boosts from other people.
That is true. We never saw a boost for Trunks.
Nope.
We never saw a boost for. I mean, we saw a boost for
Goku.
Vegeta.
Well, Zenkai boosts don't count.
No, I'm talking
Could-
about Majin,
Oh, okay, yeah, that
because he kept
true.
that boost. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true. I'll give you that.
I think the only other boosts are like didn't they say if you have the halo on your head, you take less damage?
Well, it's more like you maintain your ki better, because that was one of the big things that Goku mentioned when they were fighting Kid Buu was like, dude, my physical body's drained. I wouldn't have
Yeah.
this much issues with maintaining energy if I still
He
was
was
dead.
in Super
Yeah, I
Saiyan
forgot
3
what we were
for,
talking
like,
about.
Oh,
you
we're talking about the
started this.
Resident
You were
Evil
saying that me
movies
and Andy were the
and-
same fucking brain, all right?
Okay. No,
Yeah,
I was
no.
like, I forgot how we got here, and I was like, where are we again? Okay, no. You can go on. I was just trying to remember the train of thought.
Nah, pretty much like Nemo. I think Nemo still kind of likes Gohan, but probably not for
I like the potential. I don't like the character. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, again, like your take on future Gohan, if he was the one that we got, I 100% agree. He would have been way better. Like that version of him growing up. I think the gi looks cold as fuck on him. Piccolo was his dad, but yeah, him paying honor or like homage to him in the history of Trunk shit. Cause think about it, that's still the same Piccolo, right? But what happened?
Into the party.
He took up the gi and was like, "Nah, bro, I'm my dad's son," and that's why that Bojack line hits different. Anyway,
Well,
yeah,
not
Yeah. So the Constitution of a Fire movie. I was fucking with you know. I was like, yeah, but you still don't like it.
No, yeah, and we weren't saying that you were saying it was trash. It was like the line that stuck out to me is like they're not memorable, and that's what I was like. What are you talking about? The villain for Vendetta alone was memorable. That fucking piece up that Chris got, that Leon had to go back and correct for him a little bit. That shit is memorable as fuck. Not just the hallway scene.
And I think in that because the way that I try and because I get easily attached to any media. I'm autistic. I just like a lot of things, dude. My standards aren't too high. But when it comes to movies, I look for the same criteria where it's like, is it well written? Is it entertaining? Are the characters believable? Are the characters well delivered? And especially when it comes to movies that are the first thing is this movie taking itself seriously or is this movie letting itself just be entertaining? So like something like fucking the difference between like Batman and Everything Everywhere All at Once. So like the Batman movie was taking itself seriously. It knew how to take itself seriously and it was written very well, it was acted very well. Beautiful, beautiful performance, amazing shots, minimal shaky cam, awesome. Same thing with John Wick. John Wick was taking itself seriously while also trying to make sure it remained entertaining because it is just a stunt crew doing stunt shit at the end of the day. All of their story and their plot accidental and they've admitted it. And so despite all of that, their goal is to take themselves seriously while still be entertaining. Versus Everywhere All at Once was just it was just a small crew out to make a fun movie that ended up being taken seriously, that involved serious tones because of personal messages. I feel like there's such a difference. And then like the Mario movie that we just saw today, where it's like, I mean, yeah, it was written, it was funny and everything. It wasn't trying to take itself serious. It knew to be entertaining. It knew it was a child audience and parents with children and stuff like that, or people that grew up with Mario. It knew what it was doing. Versus some dumb shit like Bye Bye Man. That is always gonna fucking stand out to me as like, why the fuck was this movie made and approved? Bye
Yeah.
Bye Man, by all fucking standards. That first opening scene alone, I'm still like, how the fuck did this get approved by any audiences? What
Yeah,
the
I'd
shit?
like to point out that that's very much a dog shit ass movie that I still unfortunately remember a lot of.
Too much of. Too much
Yeah.
of.
Which is so upsetting because at the same time where it's like Jordan, you're like, man, it's gotta be memorable. That unfortunately
You
is
can have bad
seared into my
memorable.
brain
Yeah.
and it was dog shit. It was dog shit. And like I said, my standards are by no means high. Okay. I enjoy some pretty shit fucking movies, but that was unexcusable by every fucking standard. It was horrible.
I'm trying to think of like the trailer because I know I've seen the trailer, but I've never seen the movie.
Oh, watch
I don't
it.
remember it.
Watch the trailer, and then
For
if you
Bye
can
Bye
find
Man?
the yes, and then if
Oh,
you can
God, don't
see
do
the
it.
yes, and then if you can find the first 5 minutes of the film, Jesus Christ, I will fucking find it for you so you can watch the first 5 minutes. Because though that was enough for me while we were sitting in that fucking theater to know, oh fuck, we fucked up. We should have seen something else.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I feel the same way about Barbarian.
Hey, see, for me, I fucking love Barbarian. I done watched that 4 times. I will watch it a fifth tonight. Fuck it. I fucking love that movie.
I don't know if I take it that far, but yeah.
That's what I'm saying, bro. One was good enough for me.
one should be good enough for anybody, but that shit,
I got 2 of those things for you, Nemo.
What's
I
up?
enjoyed that movie.
The one you wanted.
Okay, sweet.
Jordan.
Let me open up the world then. Okay.
What do you mean world? We could just fucking link
I'm
trade.
gonna send you the link.
Oh, I keep forgetting we can do that, man.
You,
Here, I have
you
the
don't need
Pelican.
to
I can
watch
trade you.
more than like not even
I'm
5 minutes. Let me
looking.
see what the
I'm looking
timestamp
at the
is.
trailer and this shit looks stupid.
Dude, that movie, I've seen it. All right, I love seeing bad horror movies.
It's my shit, man, and a
All
lot of them
horror
I
movies are
love.
bad horror movies. What are you talking about?
A lot of them I actually fucking love for so many reasons, and yet, Bye Bye Man takes a cake for why the fuck was this made?
I've been saying that the only true media of horror that you can fucking actually get scared with is horror video games. It's the only way that you're gonna get something that you're gonna believe a story because it sucks you in first person or whatever. And yeah,
Okay, yeah. 5 minutes 49 seconds. Stop there. You can skip you can literally skip to the first minute 25 seconds and that starts the movie, and then just watch those first 3.5 minutes, and that tells you enough about how fucking shit this movie is.
And watching that bullshit, man, you can have that.
It is stupid as fuck. I fucking that was enough for me to look at Andy and be like, I regret this. I regret this so much. But we had already done paid for the tickets and we weren't gonna fucking leave, but we should have.
Wait, did we go see that shit together?
Yes, we did.
Oh, I thought this. See, this is how much I don't remember when that shit came out. I just remember when it came out, but I thought I saw that shit with Albert and Nemo. I don't know that you and me want to go see it.
I've
Yes.
seen movies.
Been together a long time.
True.
I'll send you the
Hey.
code, Andy. It's 1, 2, 2, 3.
Okay, I'm
It's
just
a shit
connecting.
movie. And I remember too much of it. But anyway.
Well, speaking
Don't
of
say
movies,
it. Don't think it. Don't say it. Don't think it.
we got our last topic for today. I don't know what you guys' opinion on live action anime, but apparently One Piece's live action flops with test audience. After its first unsuccessful test screening, Netflix's live One Piece series reportedly leaves viewers disappointed and confused.
It's because, honestly, dude, they should just not even go for it.
I'm telling you, man, I don't understand who is out there asking for live action DBZ or live action fucking My Hero or live action. It's not meant to be translated to fucking real life. It is what it is for a goddamn reason, because the things that they can do only exist in a fucking anime. Like, what's so hard to understand? The only one that could have been doable was fucking Death Note, because it doesn't involve bullshit. And what did they do? They ruined that too. So I'm done. We're not.
No, you're good.
You know
Yeah.
what's funny? You know what's funny?
Hmm.
Is apparently there is a commercial that Japan did with like a live action One Piece commercial, and that was infinitely better received. Just a fucking commercial than
wait,
whatever the
wait.
fuck.
For
Did it have
live
Nami
actions,
in it?
Yes.
You know,
Okay, that's
what,
why.
You know what's live action actually did okay? The Pokemon one. All right.
And that's because it didn't try being anything other than what it was.
Wait, are you
Yeah,
talking
like-
about Detective Pikachu?
Yes. All right.
Oh Lord.
I wouldn't even consider that a live
I was
action.
about to say, is that even a Pokemon movie?
It is.
I mean,
What?
it is. It definitely is, but I don't think it'd be considered a live action. I think it's just
Jordan.
Detective Pikachu.
Yeah,
You can trade whatever. I don't give a fuck for this one.
I always thought it was like something different.
No, that's based off of a specific game too. They have a Detective Pikachu game for like the 3DS or some shit where he sounds
But
like he's.
all this live action shit looks corny. It's like no matter even the best of it looks corny.
I mean, yeah, I'm on board with you. You saw my reaction to when Jaqi showed me the fucking JoJo shit.
Yeah, and it's like that's probably as good as it gets, and even that's like not saying all that much. But holy fuck, but
It's cosplay at best.
yeah,
And it's still, that's what I think is hilarious, is it's still infinitely more well
oh my
received
god, what are those
than whatever the fuck
eyebrows?
they did.
Those
I think
eyebrows.
that
What the fuck is this? Who greenlit this? Nah, there's no way. This shit look like fucking Play-Doh. Like he got a strip of it and twirled it. This shit look like the C on Chick-fil-A. Ain't no fucking nah.
Oh, is it Sanji? Is this?
Bro,
Oh god,
do you
it's
see
Sanji.
it on the
Okay.
stream?
Yeah, I see it.
Remember, infinitely more well received.
Bruh, and what pisses me off even more, now they're talking about Street Fighter got a new live action movie coming up. Did they not learn from the first one?
Wait.
The first like
Who they
10,
getting?
don't they have like a
Well,
dozen
yeah,
different like spin-offs
they
for
got
different Street Fighter
I
characters?
don't know, but now they're talking about the Street Fighter franchise getting a new movie. Capcom announced
If they're
on
all
Wednesday.
No.
I'll be fine for it.
No, you know what?
want Albert
I
as
must
Zangief.
say, I would rewatch the live action Mortal Kombat movies right now.
Well, the first one went hard. I don't know about Annihilation, but You
No,
know?
yeah, that first one, as bad as it was, that shit was kind of fire.
I'll still watch the. I'll
Fucking
put the first one on right now, but that latest one that dropped on Netflix, you know.
Oh no, yeah, I saw that shit, and it just made me
all-
angry.
We all saw it.
Oh yeah, no. Trust me, dude. Like I think our youngest brother Mila was watching with us, and me and Nemo paused, and we were like, "What the fuck does that have to do with Scorpion and Sub-Zero? They made this shit look like it was just gonna be between their clans."
Nah, bro. I
Yeah,
was
no,
saying?
the fucking intro. Oh my god.
I think you guys had mentioned that they even like got a fuck ton of information wrong.
Yeah, they did.
Yes,
Yep.
they fucking did.
But I hate when they.
Oh yeah,
when they
you get
create
your power
characters.
if you have this mark, the mark of the dragon.
But like, why do they feel the need to like make up some make believe character named Cole? Who the fuck is Cole? Like, you got a whole ass roster to work with, but you want to make up a character? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, there's so much shit I could say about that remake. I even blocked that shit out of my mind until Jordan reminded
And
me.
wasn't Kung Lao like the best one, and he just like died in one move or some shit?
Yes,
Pretty much. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The plot was.
God.
See, if you want to talk
you
about,
can't do reptile dirty like this, dude.
Yeah, he was like an actual reptile. Like, what the fuck?
you want to talk about movies that are very big. That is one of them.
Yeah.
If not dog shit,
Like
depending on how you look at it. Like if you take away from Mortal Kombat, right? You've never played the game at all. I still think that that's an average movie at best.
Nah, look, I would dead ass watch Mortal Kombat Annihilation again before I watch that one.
Yeah, no, that first movie is a gem.
It's like at least like Annihilation is like comically bad. It's so bad it's funny. Like where that one it's just bad.
Yeah, like it was a couple lines away from being mistaken as like a casting couch
the
movie.
part in Annihilation
Oh, God.
where Raiden is doing the backflips and it's so obvious that it's a fucking stunt double. It don't even look nothing like the motherfucker.
Jaqi, have you never seen it?
Seen what
The
original?
Yeah.
Oh, I've watched it with my mom.
Okay. Because
We had like a whole weekend. We had a whole weekend where we watched, I think, like whatever Mortal Kombat or anything had existed, and then we watched like all the Street Fighter things. So I remember we were renting it from, it was like Redbox, or we still had the like the Netflix CD order or whatever the fucks, and we did like a whole weekend because Cameron had gotten into something about it. I don't remember much about them, but I remember that because it's like a core memory. I just remember all of us being awake, tired as fuck, watching these movies, falling asleep in and out, and going like, these are horrible. We might as well watch like actual Chinese action movies. Those are better. Like the ones that my grandma has dubbed in 3 different languages, and they're on like cassette tapes or whatever the fuck.
Shaolin Soccer. Let's go.
Let's
Shaolin
go.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think for the most part, video game movies in general, especially when they go live action, suck dick. Some of the animated ones. Oh, you know what? I gotta give credit to like the Silent Hill ones. Those are not that bad. I think even like staunch fans.
Those are actually really good.
That's what I'm saying. Like
We
they have
had a conversation about it, yeah.
the settings are actually dope because if you paid attention to any background scenery or names of streets or whatever for the Silent Hill games, a lot of those come up. I don't think they did James Sunderland at all. I think the only one that had an actual character was the Heather Mason one.
Yeah.
That one was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. As for like the Resident Evil ones,
Dude, all I remember is Pyramid Head ripped some chick's titties off. I was like, yo.
Oh, yeah,
What?
no.
Yeah, I've seen it once. I don't remember too much about it, but I don't remember it being bad.
yeah, like I was afraid that it was gonna be like the Mila Jovovich Resident Evil movies in terms of like
Oh,
Like,
after
that
watching,
is-
I saw the
yeah.
recent live new fucking Resident Evil movie. Mila Jovovich, I'm fine with it. All right.
No, I know that's exactly what I said. I didn't even watch it, but the second I saw how they casted everybody and their personalities, and then like
Lisa Trevor.
the Albert Wesker shit, I was like, bro, listen, give me back the Mila Jovovich movies. At least then I don't have to worry about them saying that they went off the fucking game.
Yeah.
Because
What I
that's what
like,
pissed
though,
me
is-
off.
I remember Albert saying, like, in the theater when we went to go watch it, The second he saw Wesker, he goes, "That's my guy." All right, immediately.
I mean, yeah, like, dude, that looks dead ass. I think that came around the same time RE5 was out for a minute,
Yeah.
and that looks like the RE5 Wesker. You know what I'm saying?
Wait,
Like,
are you talking about the one
that's
where they just pull the scene right from RE5 where he throws the glasses and catches it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
like where he has the dogs in that room with him or whatever.
They just literally just pulled that scene from RE5. Well, most of it, not all of it.
No, I know, but like he looked dead ass like RE5 Wesker, right? I thought that was cool. Leon had no business looking the way he did, but at least it wasn't fucking...
I didn't like that Barry and Leon were friends.
Same. They never knew each other, and I don't think they'd like each other.
Personally, after seeing you play Revelations, I think Barry gets too much credit to his name.
I think his fucking daughter does, boy. Moira sucks dick, and that's the only reason I'm gonna go through this.
I don't like Barry, man. Oh my fucking god, I don't like him one
Barry's
bit.
a bitch in RE1, and I mean, so far the only thing he's done right.
You're a mid one.
Oh my fucking god,
dude. Like,
Sorry.
A lot of people give me shit because I always say my favorite character is Ethan. All right,
Ethan's fire. What the fuck,
dude?
people?
Even in 7, when he's like,
I'll be real.
I wouldn't say Ethan's fired. He's okay.
Hey!
No. Check it. I got this right now, right? Because Nemo, everybody that was paying attention to that stream when I was playing that shit live, they will all vouch and say that I thought that Ethan was a fucking dumbass. But then when we got to the ending, I was like, fuck, you know what? I am comparing him to like Chris, Leon, all these trained motherfuckers. He's just a normal dude compared to all of them.
No training.
Yeah.
Didn't go to the fucking gym.
At the end of the day, he was just a husband at first that went to go look for his wife. And at the end of all his journey, he was just a guy trying to make sure his daughter was safe. You know what I'm saying? And for that reason, I gotta say, him taking down that fucking plant that Chris spent 3 years trying to fucking take down, he's a good character.
I fucking hate that.
You're basing him off like his feats, though. I'm basing it just like off of him, like as an actual character, not like a what.
Yeah, he's a very
Wait,
normal person.
Hold on. And
Yeah,
what's your
he doesn't have a
criteria?
lot of dialogue.
Wait, hold on. Wait, what's your criteria?
You're right.
I don't give a fuck about his feats because I'm the character controlling him. I know he go do some dope shit because I'm the player.
Yeah, but when you take it from a perspective of this is a normal dude that walked into this fuck shit, it's very believable that that's some shit that some people would
think
do.
that Capcom was just dumb for writing a normal character for doing that shit. I don't think that makes Ethan whatever, but you know, that's just weird. I don't understand why they chose to go that route. They should have just made it another fucking character that was already within the Resident Evil universe. Why make it some average ass fucking house husband?
So just going off of that alone too, why is Chris not a dog shit character then?
Wait, what do you mean?
Like, okay, so we're not. Let's take feats aside, right? Because like that's one thing I do like to point out is that, you know, Chris, he hasn't really done much, and even his personality, in any of the games that I played, and I played a lot of them. I don't know if you've played Code Veronica, or if you touch Revelations, but you get a lot more Chris than you do Leon. And while I'll say that Leon isn't, like he says a lot of corny lines or whatever. It's like comedic relief, and he's just supposed to be like a John Wick, right?
Yeah.
Why is Chris, who can't do what Leon does, not a bad character to you?
Because he's got heart. I've had this conversation with you. Where
I know. I'm going off of what
he also has a
going
very
off of.
Very damning picture.
No, don't.
Certain
Let's not even talk about
this shit.
that
If it
one.
was public, his career is over.
But I'm saying like I'm speaking specifically of like Ethan being a good character and me having a bad understanding of him because I had that conception of like, yeah, this dude he's doing a lot of stupid shit that none of the other characters would do.
It's because
but we gotta
Chris
remember
is
that
a
he's not like
stagnant-
the other characters.
he's a stagnant character. He doesn't
Chris?
really change.
Yeah, I will say Chris doesn't. I don't feel like Chris has any character development whatsoever. But I think it also comes with him having been introduced already as a character that was very staunch in his ways to begin with. And there's a lot of times there are characters that are just like that, where it's like, no, they firmly believe that no matter what, they're going to be either in the right or they're gonna feel like they don't need to change, or that what they're doing is eventually going to work. And he's one of those characters that's just kind of dumb and hard headed about it, and that's unfortunately
Look,
one of his unredeeming
everyone
traits.
everyone knows him as the guy that punched a boulder. All right, no
Exactly.
one knows my
Even the
boy Leon
villains.
for fighting a fucking liquor 1v1 with a knife.
Yeah, see,
But
but
again, that's
most people don't
feats.
even
That's
know
feats.
about that manga.
That's feats again,
Yeah.
though. We're talking about characteristics.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jordan, you need to read that manga, dude. Oh my fucking god. It made me want to become the American that other countries believe I am. All right.
Oh my
No,
God,
we're
man.
talking about like specifically Ethan. Why is he a bad character?
I just don't think nothing's really interesting about him. He's just a typical dude.
Yeah, just a dude.
Would
Which
you
is
say he's better
Hello?
than would you say Chris is better than him though?
Do I think Chris is more interesting of a character? I mean, yeah, I would rather play a game where Chris is the main character over a game where Ethan is the main character.
All right, for what reasons? Like what personality wise, or what, like, you don't even have to go into feats, because like I could pick apart his feats night and day.
I'm not gonna lie. If I'm trying to think about like, okay, would I have played, would I have enjoyed 5 more Chris versus Ethan? I would rather have 5 had Chris as a protagonist than Ethan. I feel like Ethan has a very specific role to play. And that doesn't take away from his characteristics. I still think Ethan is a very interesting character in my own
Well,
ways.
I say
But
that
Chris,
if
I
you
think,
put Leon into 5, that shit would have been a very easy dub.
would have been very different. Would have been very different indeed. And again, that's what I mean. Like I still think maybe Chris was necessary for 5 for that reason, because otherwise, yeah, things would have been handled a lot differently in 5, and we'd have a completely different fucking story on our hands.
Yeah,
But
I don't think it would have took Leon 4 games to take out his main villain.
are you fucking
Personally, man,
It's all, like,
you put me in as a
speculation,
main
though.
character of any of those games,
again-
it'd be over in 5 minutes.
I'm talking about feats. I'm talking
No,
No,
I
about
no,
know.
not lasted 5 minutes.
Yeah, but like even if we take the most personality that you get from Leon, and that's going to be in RE2, especially the remake. They did a really good job at fleshing out his character,
Oh, you think
showing how
there's more-
green he was.
You think there's more personality in 2 than 4?
Oh yeah, no, I definitely feel like in 4 we pretty much just get the like, especially the OG, right? All you know is that that's Leon, and he's been through some training, and now he's a fucking one-man army. This game, yeah, you do get more, but it's still the same. Like, I've been through this shit. I'm never gonna see that shit again. As long as I can fucking do something about it. That's been him. His personality
And see, with
has gotten
Ethan-
more like seasoned. That's pretty much it. Yeah, and I don't hate it. I'm saying that, like, the first time you meet a character, though, that's more or less what people are going to be taking from that. Like, I don't think a lot of people are going to get the OG RE2 Leon experience, and that's totally fine. Like, I'm not saying that that's something that everyone has to experience. This new one, as a guy that's beaten RE2 on Nintendo 64 like at least 10 times, they did a really good job at making me actually give a fuck about his character, and not like, yo, this cop is nuts.
But see, like my whole thing with Ethan, man, is even though like I joke around about him on 7,
Yeah.
I don't know, like playing back 7, playing 8, it's just it's more relatable to me. You know what I mean?
Well, no, I know you're a dad, right? But like,
Oh, yeah.
even on that angle, when I was first finding Rose for the first time or whatever, like the very first playthrough, where
I
everything
knew
is
Ethan
crazy.
was doomed the second they mentioned he got training from Chris. All right, like
Oh, see, like, I didn't even go that far, but
Hey, but again, listen.
True.
And, like I said, again, yeah, we have been shown Chris is not very capable, but he has heart, and
Well, yeah,
even his
but-
team has said,
so
like, "Man, you're kind
he-
of dumb."
he
but they
has
still
heart,
follow
right?
him.
But Pierce has way more personality that I like.
And we're not arguing that. It's
No,
still
I
just
know, but I'm saying that, like, specifically speaking, if we're going Chris versus Ethan, every side character that Chris has gotten with him, right? And I would say it's a sin to say that Jill's a side character, but all of them have a better character, a more enjoyable character arc, and like development over the games than Chris. So I just thought it was kind of wild that like Ethan is a bad character, quote unquote, not interesting as a character, quote unquote, when Chris is just a fucking sack of potatoes. Is this like I want to save people? That's it.
I'm sorry, I keep like looking up. What are we talking about again?
They having a whole debate on Chris or whatever. I don't know.
No, we're just talking about how you're saying that Ethan is not a great character, and I was like, well, okay.
No, he said he's not an interesting character.
Oh, interesting. And I wanted to point out that Chris is in most games, more games than any other character in the franchise, and he still doesn't merit that as a character. I feel because would you rather have another Chris game or would you rather have another Joe game? I would have another Joe game personally.
I mean, there's not a vast difference in the two, but at least in my eyes.
In Chris?
I mean, I don't understand what you mean by I don't get your angle on this.
Oh, well, no, I'm saying that like how do you not think that Ethan is a better character than Chris where Ethan's just a normal dude that got caught in a bad situation and did what he had to do, where Chris has been the same character since like RE1, and at least with
Did you say
Ethan,
that Chris is a more interesting character than Ethan?
yeah, I flat out asked him. That's what I'm saying.
Fucking motorcycle, dude.
Hey yo, Leon with that pistol is kind of nutty, bro. I don't know. I don't know
I know
what
that shit
Krauser
only has
taught
like
him.
7 rounds. All right, I saw him shoot like 12 times.
I've seen this scene so many times.
You see the scene with the Chris fighting that old dude on top of the building?
I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I probably have.
Dude, that shit always makes you crack up because I'm like, oh, come on, how am I supposed to believe this is the fight?
And Danny, that's because this specific conversation was of Resident Evil.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure it started with Resident Evil.
Yeah, it was an Ethan question. I was just saying that Nemo's right. Ethan's a pretty cool character, and I was wrong about him at first.
But see, the difference between me and y'all is that I don't put characters over anybody. I feel like every Resident Evil character is they're on equal terms with me. I don't like any character more than any other one. But that's just me.
I get that. No,
I
get
think there's
that.
only one character that I like over everyone else, and that's Ada. When we all already know that.
Hey, I'm a little late on this fucking Ada shit. Why is she getting so much hate?
It's just
you're
the
talking about
voice
the voice
actor.
actor?
Voice actress?
Yeah.
I guess because she's Asian.
No, I wouldn't even say that.
No,
People are
it's-
trying to say that like she fucked up her
By making her sound or appear more Asian.
No, I think this is the fact that her voice just lacks a little bit of like depth and emotion, which I can agree with that, but I don't think it merits, getting on social media and like sending her threats and shit and all types of stuff, because it's not that deep. Like I might notice at one point, like, yeah, her voice doesn't sound as good as like the Ada and the OG, but I still enjoy the game and I move past that. People have this weird thing to where like they notice it and they home in on it and they keep consistently be like, why is it so bad? Why did she fuck up this role? How dare she do, like, why is it that deep, bro? Like,
Yeah, no, I fucking, there's this overwhelming community. Like, I understand wanting a game.
Ada's
like,
not gonna fuck you, my boy. I'm sorry. I had to just say that for them.
She's not real.
I
Yeah.
understand wanting a game to be like done, like fully and right. But no
But
game is
even
perfect.
then, bro, like
You know what I mean?
what the voice
didn't
actress
do a
did for this
bad
game,
job.
she didn't
didn't
take
do a bad
away
job.
from anything.
She didn't.
yeah, it wasn't.
I would say the only thing that I saw was people were upset about that she evidently made her sound too Asian. And that those were some of the first complaints
Sound
I had
too
Her
seen.
Asian.
last
Yes.
name is
Exactly.
Wong. What are they
Exactly.
talking about?
That
But
was
why
some of the
give
only
her
things
shit
that I
when
had.
it's the game developers?
Yeah,
They're
like
the
that
ones
was
writing
some of
the
the-
lines and having her do it. Like, you know what I mean?
I
That was some
wouldn't
of
have
the only
even.
things that I had seen in the first place about people criticizing her voice acting, and I think it's probably just because of the Asian people that I follow. Is people were very upset that she sounded too Asian, and it was like, why can't she just sound normal? Like it's not like she
Yeah.
was raised Asian or whatever. Like we why can't we have an Asian character that sounds normal? Why do you have to like insert race? And it's like because she's fucking what the fuck? I thought it was kind of obvious with her
Yeah,
name being
like
Ada Wong, but okay.
Man.
bro, like when Leon says that botched Spanish ass shit, you don't see me go, oh my god, I can't believe he's not being respectful for the culture and speaking it correctly. No, that's just what a white person sounds like when they speak Spanish. That's it.
Nobody criticized Luis having a strong ass accent.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, but see, like even then, if he didn't, I'd be like, well, that's a fucking shame because the other one did, and it kind of made you believe that, you know, he was Hispanic. But
Yeah.
Carlos
Again, two-way
Oliveira
street.
doesn't need one.
Again,
You know what I'm saying?
there you go. See, again, two-way street though. You cannot criticize one character for sounding too much like their race, and then not criticize the other character that appropriately sounds like their race.
But that's what I'm trying to say though. Like in this case, Carlos never had a Spanish accent, right? Like even in the OG 3, but Luis did have you know, he had some Spanish lines. So
Yeah, but in previous games, that was a lot of criticism. Was in previous games, Ada did and did not have her accent in like varying forms in varying games and media, where some people would emphasize her accent and some people that voiced her would just drop it completely. And in this game, I don't hear her fucking accent, to be honest.
Well, okay, I
No.
apologize for asking this. I haven't been watching a lot of the fucking game. I've been seeing you guys stream it, and that's about it because I was gonna buy it.
well, no, you're good. Essentially, like,
But
dude,
now that I know, hey man, Mercenaries, I get the hand cannon. Ooh, it's gonna be easy games for me. All right.
But like
hey
I don't
man, trust.
I
I
don't
think you can actually start off with it. I don't think you even need to beat the game.
That is so
once.
fucking dumb.
yeah. But like going back to Ada, I don't think the problem is really with the whole race thing. I mean, people might
It's not.
people might bring
honestly,
that
Voice acting, right?
yeah, it's just the fact that they don't feel like she put in enough effort. Like I've heard a lot of people say like, oh, they just hire someone off the street to voice Ada. Like it's not a professional. Like I don't think it's that bad, but I think that's the main complaint is like it's just a lack of effort.
Yeah,
Bro,
it probably is. But the only complaint I saw at first was the race thing, and I was like, "That's dumb." But that's all that I saw
Yeah.
about it. So I was like, "Oh, okay."
I also think that it's just anybody that's like, oh, this is different. This isn't a 1-for-1.
Right, and I'm autistic. I don't like change, and we all know this. But even then, it's kind of like it's not that big of a deal. It's not. It doesn't have to be 1-for-1. It's a remake.
No, I know. And that's the thing that I was telling a lot of people that that didn't like the third game, the
Mhm.
RE3 remake. I felt like for what they were going for, and that's what people forget is that they were going for, hey, Nemesis is a fucking menace, and poor Jill had to deal with that. That's exactly the first fucking vibes I got on that initial playthrough. And I mean, for it being a short game, yeah, I'll give that. I'll let that slide. I mean, it was a little short. They did trim up a lot of shit, but what people don't understand is that a lot of that shit is stuff that had to do in RPD. Which guess what happened the game before that, and guess what is the exact same fucking time as this. So I don't know. For people that haven't played it, Nemesis does have transformations. They're not as crazy as this one. And the only reason that it's a little longer is because they do a lot more in RPD than they did in this game. That's it. I feel like fucking 1 and 0 need a remake more than that game. But
Well,
it is what it
one's
is.
already been technically remade, but they could remake it again. But you know, I hate to say it, but I'm kind of over the whole remake thing. I think 4 was where they should just leave it the fuck alone. But knowing them, they're gonna remake 5 and all the other bullshit.
Oh, I'm looking forward to a better 5.
Same.
I don't know. 5 still looks great. Might not, play all that good, but I don't really think it needs a remake. But that's just me.
It does look good, and at first I did agree. I think we both did actually. Me and Andy we were like, "Oh, they probably don't have to remake 5 or 6 or anything. They're too recent. They still play really well. Well, 5 not as much as 6, but they still play really well." and the story was mostly cohesive and everything. And then we played 4, and now it's kind of like, oh shit, there's a lot of differences here. There's a lot that's been changed, and even it made me think about the differences in Sherry, because Sherry appears back in 6. The differences in Sherry and everything that happens in 2 versus the original, and how Sherry ends up in 6. I was like, oh man, there are a lot of differences between the Sherry and 2 remake and the Sherry and 2 original, and how Sherry ends up in 6.
Yeah,
Which is kind of
no.
like they I think they kind of do have to remake it or do something to address the differences, because there's a lot that's changed, actually, like a lot.
Yeah, should it be the next thing they make? No. I kind of hope that they do some game where they have like Rose and Leon or some shit, right? Cuz
Yep.
at this point we've had fucking 2 games where 2 new additions to the games where Chris makes a fucking appearance and Leon is still like nowhere to be seen. Same thing with Jill. Let's not forget Jill Valentine.
I do think they can definitely make different games and not have to remake
Yeah.
them, but what I would like to say, I think, is maybe a movie. I would like to see a
Well,
movie or a miniseries done
that's the well.
better than
Glad
what
you
they
said
did.
that because the new movie's coming right around the corner.
Yeah, but it's not gonna be about this stuff.
Oh,
I want it to be about 5. I want to know how 4 has changed the events of 5 and onward, and I would like to experience that in, I think, a series or a movie done
You know what's kind
appropriately.
of trippy though?
Hmm.
Is just and I don't mean to fucking cut you off, but like if you really think about it, now that they've dropped this bombshell of like the different or like not I wouldn't say different, but I'm saying like the information that we never got on that post ending scene with Ada. Um, how does that affect the timeline that they've been building the games off of currently? Like right, because seven's set to be, and I had to look it up, but 7 is after 5, believe it or not. So yeah, because it looked like young Chris, but that's not young Chris. They just fucking made him look like a baby faced
yeah, I
bitch
always
for some
figured
reason.
7
They've
was after
never been
5.
consistent about his models.
Yeah, no, which was a shame because like you look at that, the way he came out in at the end of 7, and then you look at how he comes out in 8. You're like, what the fuck? Did 10 years pass?
Yeah, like
Right?
in 8, he looks similar to how he did in 5, but he still looks a little bit different.
Yeah, he was super. I'm not tripping, right? At the end of 7, when he puts his hand out for Ethan, he looks like he's maybe right out of the mansion.
Yeah, he looks pretty young.
But no, yeah, if he did the DLC for him, he talks about how he's working for Blue Umbrella, and that's something that he did after the BSAA, so that's after 5 and after Revelations, in general, because Revelations is before 5. But what's it called? That's panning into what happens in 6 too, right? So if it's after 5, that means it's also after 6, and then if it's after 6, then what the fuck? Because like I get that most of it took place in Tokyo for 6, or in Japan rather. But if 7 is after 5, and that's taking place in like fucking some place in like Oklahoma or some shit, I forget where, the boonies, then where would they take the new game, right? Because like Europe was the setting for
I
the
want
8th game.
Australia.
You want Australia?
I want zombie kangaroos.
You want huntsman spider zombies, bitch? I'm good.
Yes.
No.
Well, yeah,
Say that again, but without the voice crack,
you
please.
lost me with that.
What, you want the zombie spiders too, Jordan, or the kangaroos?
I don't want any of them. It's to stay the fuck
Anyway.
over there.
Is that everything we're gonna be talking about?
Resident Evil
Yeah.
marketer.
We're at the 2.5 hour mark, so we're gonna start wrapping
I'm
this up.
hungry.
Oh boy, so we actually skipped last week because of Easter, but if I'm being honest, I low-key do want to stick to maybe doing this like every other weekend and not every weekend. I don't know how y'all feel about
feel
that, but yeah, I might actually stick with that. That way we can like build up more material to talk about, or I don't have to feel so pressed for time to like edit it and get it uploaded quick before the next week. So
Do you guys still are you guys still down to do like the TikTok thing where all of us will make an account, for this stuff, and then react to some stuff that like that, or no?
Yeah, I was thinking I want to do stuff like that, but more like of like an after show type deal. Because I also wanted to save.
Gotcha.
I wanted to do that like with the tier list as well. Like do the podcast and then do like kind of like an after show to where I end the recording, but I keep the stream running, and then that's when we can do shit like that.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I gotcha. And then, did we already talk about the highs and lows of everyone's week or no?
I mean, we kind of.
Bitch, that was at the beginning. What the?
Yeah,
I
wait.
had to change.
Wow.
I mean, we glanced over it. I talked a little bit about. I mean,
All right, well, let me talk about my high. I got my name change approved.
on what? Oh, like oh shit.
Yeah, it took a whole like. All right. So I printed out the paper again, and then in the mail that day, I got a fucking response. I was like, oh, okay. Saw it, and it was stamped August 8th of last year is when I turned it in. It took them
Damn.
this long.
God damn.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they're backed up to shit because of COVID, and they're probably just getting back on the ball. Not giving them like an out, but I'd imagine that
Yeah.
that whole fucking thing slowed down a lot of government shit.
I paid $435. I was ready to pay like the $860, $870 for me and Natty, but because we're on the same paper, and because I'm her parent, it was just one fee. So
Yeah, you're gonna have to send me the address of where to drop these papers off. By the way,
I will.
'Cause I
Monday
need
or
to do that
Tuesday?
too before me and Jaqi get,
Yeah,
married.
and I'll help you out with that.
Wait, so what?
Monday
What
or
are
Tuesday, they
you?
call me. What's up?
What are you gonna change it to?
Oh, I'm taking up
this is our
my
family.
yeah. Like, so I'm not gonna dox myself with my last name because everyone knows
Yeah.
my first name. But
Yeah.
I have my dad's last name. We both do, and it's a
Except
very
for you, it's spelled
long.
wrong.
That's another thing. He didn't think to look over the birth certificate because Nemo's last name is spelled differently than mine. But yeah, we both have our dad's last name, and we're pretty much swapping it to my mom's last name because I mean, no one in our dad's family has ever reached out or like talked to us or whatever. So it's kind of like us honoring our family, if that makes any sense, and getting a better sounding last name to boot.
Yeah.
I thought he was just tired of the name Nemo. I was like, all right, fuck this shit.
Oh no,
No.
I had
not even his
two
name.
things. I tried to change my middle name to Danger, right? But
No, yeah, listen.
it didn't. That it's the one that got approved was Nemo. So my middle name is gonna be Nemo.
Oh, interesting.
So it's gonna be nice, man. But yeah, they offered me like, hey, would you want to do there's a waiver you can do, and it'll make it free, right? Depending on how much your last 3 pay stubs kind of show.
Yeah, I feel it.
And I was like, oh, how long would that take? She dead as looked at me. She goes, like another 3 to 5 months. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'll just pay this shit
I
right now.
don't get why the process for bullshit like that is so long. I feel like it doesn't really take that long. They just make it take that long.
Yeah.
No, I know, but God forbid you owe the fucking IRS $1. They'll be on your ass tomorrow.
Nah, for real.
But
Shit's
yeah, no,
annoying.
that whole process is gonna be nice. Tuesday or Monday or Tuesday, they're gonna call me in regards to anything that I need to follow up on, and they'll let me know because I have to go to a publishing agent, or like a newspaper to publish my new name essentially for about 3 months.
You're gonna call your old name your dead name.
N- no, don't worry.
Oh, okay.
But it's gonna be nice, man. I've been wanting this shit for like 2 years now.
I feel that we've been wanting that for a minute.
Man.
Oh shit.
Well,
Anyway,
any closing statements, Andy, Jaqi? Nemo?
Nothing really. Just fucking run up Jordan's numbers, man. He's the one that does all the fucking post editing and shit like that. And yeah, man, like make sure that you guys are hitting like on all the VODs and shit if you can.
Yeah, and
Especially
speaking
if
of
you're not
that,
catching it live.
I might either one of y'all might have to take up the thumbnail job, or I might have to hire somebody because I'm getting tired of making these motherfucking thumbnails. Like every week, I'm like, fuck, what can I do for this one?
Hey, listen, man. Have you seen any of my thumbnails? That's pretty much how that shit will come out. And Jaqi fucking hates those. I think they're funny as shit, though.
I don't
I
hate
love the
them.
one
I
of me.
just think they could be better.
See,
That's
what
how
I'm
that's how I
saying.
feel about mine too. I feel like mine are just very like whatever and basic, and they could be, you know, just, I don't know. But then again, I just feel like I'm my own worst critic with that shit. But all right, y'all, episode 5. There you have it. I'll probably have it uploaded sometime in the middle of this week because I'm probably not going to cut too much of this out. Anytime I have an episode where I'm like, all right, let me cut it out to make it shorter to get more views, that's the one that gets less views compared to the one that's like 3 hours long. So I'm almost at the point I was like, why even bother doing that shit? I'm going to just leave everything in there and throw it up there like that. But
I think some people just like having all the bullshit.
yeah, maybe that too. But all right, y'all. Damn, why is my stream tweet? Why am I dropping frames? Perfect time to end it. All right, y'all. Until the next time, we are outro. You feel me?